Roads twisting hard where the shadows lie. Grip the handle, feel the engines roar. Freedom ain't a dream, it's the open door. Ride the storm, feel the thunder break. Cut the change and let the earth quake. Born to run, born to never fold. Heart of fire, soul of untamed gold. Night's a beast, it devours the weak. Steel and fire, the language I speak. Dust in my lungs, wind in my face. Speed's my temple, this road's my grace. Ride the storm, feel the thunder break. Cut the change and let the earth quake. Born to run, born to never fold. Heart of fire, soul of untamed gold. Ain't no cage that can hold me down. No leash, no chains, no goddamn crown. I'm a rebel, yeah, my spirit's raw. The world can't touch what the wild man saw. Ride the storm, feel the thunder break. Cut the change and let the earth quake. Born to run, born to never fold. Heart of fire, soul of untamed gold. Wheels screaming loud under a blood-red sky. Roads twisting hard where the shadows lie. Grip the handle, feel the engines roar. Freedom ain't a dream, it's the open door. Ride the storm, feel the thunder break. Cut the change and let the earth quake. Born to run, born to never fold. Heart of fire, soul of untamed gold.
Are you ready?
For Murph's Magical Creations. Home to custom laser engraving and gifts. This veteran-owned and operated company engraves for all occasions. If you want one of Murph's magical creations, call the number on your screen or commission through either Instagram or via email. Murph's Magical Creations, made with love for you.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Talladega Superspeedway, home of literally Talladega, Alabama. Talladega Superspeedway, Redneckville, USA is what I like to call it. And we are live here on the NASRA 360 Racing Network for the Concerns of Police Survivors 250, who is going to win and get in and run for a championship here in 2 weeks when we go to Vegas. We'll find out here in a matter of hours. Good evening, folks. I'm the Redneck announcer, Jake Reeves. Wesley Outlaw will be joining me here in just a little bit, and obviously the Australian Dean Hopton-Biggles on production. Dean, buddy, how the hell have you been? I love this place, Talladega. You see it right there. Tonight, Talladega. Next Monday night, Homestead. Then we go to Vegas on July the 14th, and we'll crown us a champion here in the DSR Electric Truck Series. But baby, Talladega, I love this place. I've talked to you a lot about this place as well, and I think you've grown fond of it.
Yeah, I love it. Welcome, Jacob. Of course, yeah, Bega. It's Dega, baby, as I like to say. And it's a super speedway, which means super fun, super action, and also super bigger crashes and wrecks if you get into one, especially at the front, my friend. You got a whole jam of cars that'll be trying to go upways, sideways, every direction they possibly can. And at this crucial moment in the championship hunt in the playoffs, you need to make sure you're not involved in any of those big ones.
Yeah, Dean, you're absolutely right. I mean, Talladega, you never know what can happen here. You see all the drivers sitting in pretty good spots. Remember Stephen Thomas won last week at Richmond. If he gets another win, he's pretty much golden. But if Lucas Lyons was to win either here or at Homestead next week, it will even back out. That's from what I understood from the NASRA officials, and all of them made those comments. So Lucas Lyons can still get a win, and then he's got a point around Stephen Thomas. But if he doesn't win either one of these races, he'll go straight over into the championship 6. And there you see the bracket where everybody's at, here everything's lined up. And folks, like Dean said just a second ago, Talladega, you never know what can happen. You're basically just sitting on the edge of your seat, waiting for something to pop off, kind of like waiting on your wife to get ready to go into labor for your son. You never know. I mean, honestly, that's kind of what you're looking at. But folks, we got the drivers lined up on the grid, and we're getting ready for the Concerns of Police Survivors 250. And starting on the pole, how about you? Number 2 of Justin White up there on the pole, 54948. Is outside the local native of Alabama, Jonathan Cofield, starting in P2. Lucas Lyons, talked about him in that bracket with Stephen Thomas. Got to get him a win and then try to point his way to get in front of Stephen Thomas. Good drive for him so far. He'll start up in P3. He has outside Roger Diebold in the 14. Joey Stires will roll off P5 in the number 23. He knows how to get it done on some super speedways, and is outside a previous champion here at the DSR Electric Truck Series, the Spice Man Chris Cinnamon in the number 3. The Holodaddy, Mr. Restrictor Plate, Brian Chew rolling off P7 is outside. It's the double 3 of Jeffrey Johnson Jr. in P8. Taylor Peacock, really good on super speedways too. Watch out for this 81. He'll be rolling off P9. And the 971 NASRA's area code, Nate Maurer. He'll roll off on the outside of row number 5.
You keep going with them, Jacob, if you don't mind.
Going green.
And then right behind them, I was kind of wanting you to go ahead and do this, Dave, because this is the good one for you. Kermit the Frog here. Luke Smith rolling off at P11. Des outside of me, Phil Pappas in the 88, rolling off from P12. Chad Ross, Stephen Gregory make up row number 7, with James Kaufman in 15th, and the Bulldog, Adam Newton, really good on super speedways as well. He'll roll off from P16. Matt Cherry, 17th. Cole Larson, 18th. Kerry Tribune in the 7 will roll off P19. And the boss man, Brady LaBeouf, rolling off with P20. Tyler Goodwin, Bo Tiffany, 21st, 22nd. Brian Kaiser, 23rd. Cody Knott, 24th. Shane Trotter and Lee Bailey, the 3rd, 25th, 26th. Chris Blanchard, a driver that we really need to be watching out for on super speedways as well. He's good, but he'll be rolling off from P27. J.D. Larson, the last driver to take a time in qualifying. He will start P28. Tyler Detmer, Justin Lumpkin, Andrew Harris, Stephen Thomas, Tom Lester, Keith Haney, Colton Hogan, Raul Meza, and Joshua Suss. The 37 drivers here tonight. TJ Moore is the race director. Wesley, buddy, how you been?
Well, good evening, my friend. Hope everybody is doing well, and I am doing well as well, with the exception of having to fight car issues all weekend and last week, it seems. But nonetheless, we are ready to roll at Talladega, and it should be a good one here. Talladega Superspeedway, 2.66 miles. You've got, of course, that one driver that has already punched his ticket into the Championship 6. If you're a guy like Lyons, you want to win. And any of these other drivers, there's still an opportunity, if you can win, to get 2 spots to go on. And the rest of it is going to be determined by points. And by the way, I find it funny, Jacob, that good old NASCAR is kind of mocking what we do with a in-season, regular open season bracket challenge, right? They're doing something like that. You saw that at Atlanta the other night. And, I think it's kind of cool that they're kind of mimicking what we've done for the playoffs. So, NASRA, often imitated, never duplicated.
Yeah, I mean, Wesley, you're right. I mean, Brady LaBeouf, Cody Knott, and all the big dogs up here with Nazareth, they honestly should have patented that damn thing. I mean, they could have got some money off of that. But, I mean, is what it is off of it. And it really has made it very interesting, to say the least, throughout these playoffs with the beef and the chaos and all kinds of crazy stuff that we have.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right, and I think we're going to see all of that come to a head here in just a moment when we come to the green flag. You look at the race analysis and obviously the details for this event. It's going to be 104 laps, and obviously the numbers are really outlandish, and that sounds funny with my last name being Outland, but that's exactly what it is. The statistics and the way we're going to break things down are going to be crazy. There's one driver already in the Championship 6 after winning last week, and that is Stephen Thomas. Go and put his name in the lock of the first of the 6 spots. Now, who will be joining him? Is that question going to be answered here tonight? And obviously, Jacob, the other important thing, Talladega, you got to mention the big elephant of the room, and that is, will the big one happen? It's not a matter of if, it is when it happens. What time of the race? Who gets caught up in it? Who can survive Talladega? We're about to find out.
Yeah, Wesley, I mean, you're absolutely right. I mean, just like I was saying right there in the pre-deal, right there at the start of the race and pre-race, basically that wreck is just like you're sitting on the end of your chair waiting on it to happen, kind of like me waiting on my wife to go ahead and go into labor and get ready to have her son. That's pretty much what it's like.
I told somebody the other day, I said, man, Jacob's got a baby that's about to pop any day. Not you, but the missus for that matter. Coming to the line, green flag. This is Talladega, and we are underway. By the way, Talladega 3D update. That's looking really cool as they send him off into turn number 1. Jacob, Cofield, White side by side.
Yeah, everybody basically in pace file formation. A couple of them actually stick up just for a second. thinking about that 3 wide, but thinking differently about it. Justin White leading on the inside with Lucas Lyons hooked up with him. Cofield up on the outside. He's got Diebold lined up with him. Then it's Stires and Cinnamon as they send it off into turn 3.
Tumbling off of that third and fourth turn. Remember that the racetrack, the start-finish line is at the end of the tri-oval. Not like Daytona, right in the middle, like right about there. Here they come to the line. 1 lap in. It's Cofield up in front from Alabama, ironically. He calls Mumford home. He leads the back of the corner. Justin White powers back on the inside in 1 and 2.
2 wide all the way up until you see Phil Pappas up there on the outside with Jeffrey Johnson Jr. right there. Triple J up on the top side, jumps up in front of the 88 of Pappas. Mission 1 Esports trying to lock and load on the outside. Jeffrey Johnson's going to go all the way to the front, 3 wide for the lead here in turn 3 on lap 2 at Talladega.
By the way, it is 86 degrees on the virtual sim temp. The track temp is at 133. That is crazy. And we're already going also crazy. 3 wide, multiple lanes, multiple rows. They're going at it 3 by 3 by 3 by 3. It's like 2 by 4s going in the 1.
Justin White still down on the bottom side. Triple J up top. Outside starting to lose a little bit of its luster. Lyons now, he'll lead in that middle lane with Jonathan Cofield right behind him. Diebold back there as well. Here they come, shooting down the middle of the Alabama gang super stretch. Double L, Lucas Lyons up front. Here comes Triple J on the outside with help from Phil Pappas.
Here they come, working now off of turn 2, down the back straightaway. Lyons on the bottom. He protects the inside. That's Lucas Lyons in the Cofield Industries entry. Now, remember, he is the blue bracket driver that also saw Stephen Thomas win last week to go to the championship 6. Right now, he wants to return the favor because Jacob, if he could win this race, he's going to battle all the Team Blue to the final round.
Yeah, that will be a pretty good one, but Lyons down the inside. It is not over yet, and Lyons drops to the bottom. Might have saw something they didn't like. Will go all the way to the back. Lucas Lyons dropping all the way to the back. Got to be careful, everybody. Got to give him some room, but they don't have to give him room, Wesley Allen. He can keep it all the way down on the apron. These guys do not have to merge up and let him come up. It's now Cofield leads.
Now you're exactly. Oh, look out. Oh, it's Adam Newton. Sideways, turns into the field in 4, and they're crashing behind them. Adam Newton in the fence. So is other trucks like Cherry. They scatter everywhere. I would not per se call this the big one yet. But boy, oh boy, just a mistake by somebody getting into the back of Adam Newton. And look at Diebold in front of Newton. A bump there from the, who is that? The 07, I think it is. The green and black truck. That's what I'm wondering. In the fence, yeah. The
Brian
63.
Kaiser.
Yeah, there you go. Who the hell is he? He's new. Somebody in the fence there. Yeah, I didn't know who he was on my roster. My apologies. Kaiser goes around. And then Brian Kaiser collected a whole bunch of other guys. And look at this again here. Wow. Brian Kaiser, welcome to the world of NASRA. It's just too early to be making left-right bumps like that. Too early, in my opinion. My goodness.
Yeah, I mean, Wesley, it is a little bit early to be making those bumps like he was making on the back of Adam Newton. Kind of knocks him in the back end, sends him around. I mean, the bump drafts, you can kind of get those bump drafts lined up if you're hitting them straight like Adam Newton was doing to Roger Diebold. If you're hitting them straight going through the corners, you're fine. But if you drift a little bit too much to the left or to the right, 9 times out of 10, you're going to hook them. You're going to hook them to the left. You're going to hook them to the right. And then it's going to end up causing a big old damn pileup, more or less like what we saw. It could have been worse. Riding on board with Bo Tiffany, he sees nothing but smoke. Slams on the brakes, actually gets up into the wall a little bit, and then gets into the back of one and then stops. And believe it or not, I mean, folks, you saw him slamming on the brakes and coming up into the wall. if he scrapes the wall a little bit, it's not going to hurt the truck that bad. It actually helps the truck stop better. So, I mean, good drive right there and good awareness right there out of the 46 of Bo Tiffany.
And we welcome y'all for those that are joining us on the, all of this going on. Obviously, a caution coming out here in the early going as we're also live on the Community Radio Network. We welcome you to our coverage as we had a caution coming out here in the early going of this race. Obviously, some drivers collected. Some able to continue, some getting damage fixed. We're just getting started. More from Talladega next.
Are you ready?
For Murph's Magical Creations. Home to custom laser engraving and gifts. This veteran-owned and operated company engraves for all occasions. If you want one of Murph's Magical Creations, call the number on your screen or commission through either Instagram or via email. Murph's Magical Creations, made with love for you.
Back here at Talladega, caution coming out in the early going involving Adam Newton and some other trucks right now. Justin White, Jonathan Cofield up on the front row. For the person that was asking the question about the song at the beginning of the intro, that is a song that our producer, Mr. Dean Hopton, created. So the Australian Beagles madman himself, now music composer. Look out, Hans Zimmer. Dean Hopton created a great jungle there. So there it is. And to answer the question that Dean was asking us, to answer your question, Dean, NASCAR announced earlier last week, beginning at Atlanta, that for their coverage on TNT, they were having a, what do you call it? A NASCAR in-season challenge bracket. And it's basically, Jacob, like what we're doing for the playoffs for NASRA that we already were doing. And if you watched Atlanta, obviously, Jacob, I know you got to be happy because Chase Elliott won, right? Chase Elliott won. But the bracket got busted because there was a lot of crazy wrecks that happened on Saturday night.
I mean, you're right. I mean, I was actually kind of a little bit tickled about it. Obviously, I like Chase. Now, my wife was actually very excited about it. She woke me up at 1 o'clock in the morning, and I thought I was going to the hospital. And turns out, no, she was just happy that Chase Elliott won the race. So, yeah, she was very happy about that. But, yeah, I mean, that bracket deal that they're doing, it just goes by one race at a time. Whereas ours goes through the playoffs. Theirs is just kind of an in-season challenge just for $1 million, which $1 million, you can't beat that. But
yes,
ours is for the playoffs and goes all the way to crown a champion here on the Monday Night Series. So pretty cool to see how these playoff brackets, Wesley Outland, are really evolving in what they are right now.
And the good old Georgia boy from Dawsonville was able to blare the siren at Dawson's pool room after he broke a 44-race winless streak. Chase Elliott winning and locks himself in to the playoffs, and obviously the high seed as well in that open season championship. So, and by the way, my favorite quote of the weekend at Atlanta, 32nd seed Ty Dillon said to the audience, "All you Denny fans out there, I just knocked out your favorite driver." We go back to green here at Talladega.
Oh, baby, here we go. Jonathan Cofield up here at the front on that outside lane. Got a good bit of help from the Spiceman, Chris Cinnamon. They're trying to jump away from everybody else, but here comes the pack. Snarling, moving, big time. Justin White Big shove from Joey Stires. They'll go to the outside. It's Cofield and Justin White through 3 and 4.
And he thought about it right there for just a moment as here comes White working up on the high side. Here comes Cofield down the bottom. He was up in the front earlier. He's still within striking distance on the inside. Meanwhile, Tribune up high. He hooks up with Stires and Chew, with White leading him on the corner. Cross the line. Put lap number 8 on the board. Still a long way to go at Talladega as they hit the banking into 1.
Boy, Brian Chew was wanting to get down there on that bottom side, jump right in front of Cofield. Justin White's going to get tagged in the left rear. Tried to put the block. Justin White saves it. Hell of a save by the 2. Still rocking the wheel. Back and forth. Keeps it straight. No caution. Justin White tried to get down on the bottom side, but the hole was filled, and Cofield will slip back a little bit. Here comes Joey Stires with Brian Chew to the lead.
I just cannot believe it. How they did not crash again. Dropping out of line, Justin White falls all the way back behind the top 20. Meanwhile, Joey Stires in the lead. Remember, he wants redemption, Jacob. He had technical issues that sidelined the 23 while leading last week. Right now, he leads him back into the corner into 1 and 2.
Yeah, he would love to put an exclamation point, get the win, and be able to salvage his season. But Brian Chew right in behind him, the Holiday, trying to rock and roll on the inside. One man up top is Kerry Tribune. A third lane up on the outside. Chris Blanchard leading it with Keith Haiti behind them. But Tribune getting a shot from the buff, from Gregory, and Blanchard up top, but he's only got one helper as Stires leads through 3 and 4.
Here they come again, working now off the corner off of turn number 4. They look high, they look low, inside, outside. Joey Stires on the bottom. Kerry Tribune up high, trying to get something started with the third lane up against the fence is the number 9. Chris Blanchard is back. He's got Haney on his tailgate. Their wingman Top Gun style, and they're showing momentum up against the outside safer barrier in 2.
Throw it all the way back to 2011. Chris Blanchard, tandem style up on the outside lane with Keith Haiti behind him. Middle lane starting to lose that little bit of draft that they had. LaBeouf's going to slide back. Tribune's going to slide back. Blanchard's going to hang out. Haiti drops down to the bottom. Haiti's able to get down there as well. Stires still leads, but he has a whole list of guys all behind him.
And the question is, who will go with Haney or with the driver of Blanchard? Blanchard now has Haney, Tribune, LaBeouf, and more in tow. They work off the corner, hung out to dry the teal green black truck on the outside lane. He's got no friends. He's free falling like lyrics that a Tom Petty hit back in the 80s. And now it's Stires going to the lead in turn 2.
But watch out for Blanchard. Haney all over his tailgate. Still 12 laps into this bad boy, going to 32 to end stage number 1. Stires still on the bottom. Brian Chew lined up right behind him. Cofield on the inside as well. But up top, Blanchard, Haiti, not even getting that much help. Only the both of them, and they're trying to make it work through 3 and 4.
And they work their way back up on the outside lane. Here comes now some more pushing from the top side of the racetrack. Blanchard's got some help. Tailgate full of Keith Haney. He's got the front nose buried into the back of the number 51. It's Chew now and Stires fighting for the lead. Stires now got a bump by Chew. Blanchard got a bump by Haney. And they're working their way up the outside lane again in 1.
Blanchard still up on the top side with Haiti lined up right behind him. See Kerry Tribune and obviously the boss man Brady LaBeouf back there trying to make something happen, anything. Joshua Suss up there saw it for just a quick second, and Haiti up on the top side trying to get something going as well. Riding on board for Keith Haiti. Haiti started 34th in the field and is up here trying to race for the win. Folks, that's how it is here at Talladega. You can be up at the front, be at the back, and back to the front in less than 3 laps.
We call that being in the outhouse and then the penthouse and back in the outhouse and hoping that you're able to carry the toilet paper with you down the back stretch now a moment ago. Now they work back 3 wide, 3 by 3 again for the lead. Here comes now Stires on the inside. He's got the lead. Pushed by Chew. Blanchard's got Haney. Here comes Suss on the outside lane with help off turn 2.
And it is Matt Cherry in the 54 lined up right behind him and giving him all that he can handle. Now Cherry's got to back off, maybe overheating a little bit. Might kill the outside lane. Still 3 wide for the lead. Blanchard with Haiti. Top guys up in the top and in the middle doing it all by themselves. Now to go back down to 2 wide as it's Blanchard and Stires for the lead.
Well, that happens again. Here comes now Stires as you watch up on the top side of the racetrack now. There goes the aerial coverage through the tri-oval here in Talladega. Now they come thundering down to the line of the yellow wood start finish line. It is Blanchard now showing momentum on the outside. Stires battles back. Haney gives a push to the 9. Chew cannot hook up to the 23 for the lead. He'll go on his own on the back straightaway.
Yeah, I mean, they are absolutely slipping, sliding. Remember that track temp, as you were talking about, Wesley, it's actually climbed a little bit to 136. These guys are literally sliding all the way around this 2.66-mile super speedway. Stires still with the lead. Blanchard still trying to fight hard on the outside. Saw the tail end kind of step out a little bit. Haiti still trying to work with him off 4.
It is the NASRA DSR Electric Truck Series bracket playoffs. It is the finals. Semi-final round number 2. Only 3 races left counting tonight remaining in the season. And right now it is Jolie Stires. Couple of DSR electric entries with the help of Brian Chew. Blanchard powers back on the outside lane. He has had all help from Haney and Suss now in 2.
Yes, Suss trying to get up there, help them out, make it a 3-horse battle up on the top side. Brady LaBeouf, Carriage Tribute way back there trying to give them any help that they can, but they are so far back, it's going to take a miracle to actually get to their tailgates. Blanchard still up on the top side. Stires still on the bottom. Chew gives him a shot going into 3, and they are catching just a little bit of lap traffic coming off turn 4.
Please don't forget to subscribe and like on the NASRA 360 Racing Network, and a big thanks to the men of the blue, the back to blue of the concerns of police survivors over 40 years. They have been in existence, and they also proudly sponsor the premier NASRA series on Friday night, and their playoffs are underway, of course, with the NASRA Cops Truck Series. Stires to the lead. Blanchard with a push by Haney. Here comes Chew. Cofield now back up in the show in the top 5 off 2.
Traffic in front of them, that is Chad Ross and also Colton Hogan catching them big time. They will jump to the top side and give way to the leaders on the inside. Stires, Chew, basically matched up on the inside up top. Blanchard trying to get Haney to help. Here comes Cofield. He's going to battle for 3rd as they go around the lap traffic.
Maybe trying to get some help with some lap traffic and a push and a little shove there right now to the inside. Stires is right there in tow. Brian Chew right there in line. So is Cofield. There's no 3rd lane started yet. It's still Blanchard in the middle lane. Monkey see, monkey do. And Haney stays locked right there as I say that. Here comes a truck trying to get a 3rd lane and go on the outside. It's Hogan in the 5 off 2.
Yeah, Hogan tried to get back up here and try to get himself in position to possibly get the lucky dog when we get to lap 32. There you're riding on board with Keith Haiti. Haiti gives a shove to Blanchard, knocks him sideways, almost knocked him down into Joey Stires and Brian Chew, but he's able to hold on to it, and Blanchard still on that outside, will not go away from Joey Stires and Brian Chew.
And there is a big commitment, and he is committed after the crazy race at Richmond last week. Now we're going to the Super Speedway. How crazy will it be? Next week, the penultimate race of the season and the final race of the semifinals will be at Homestead. You got the short track. You've got the Super Speedway wild card. You've got precision banking on the 1.5 mile at Homestead next Monday night. What a battle going on as Stires is in the lead as they work in 2.
Stires has been able to fend off every challenge that Blanchard and Haiti has threw at him, but it is not over yet. Inside, got a lot of help down there on that inside lane. Chris Sediman to Spiceman down there on that inside lane, tried to help him out as well, but up front, Stires still got it. Chew gets a shot. Chew shoots him through into 3, and they both get clear of Blanchard. Blanchard's going to hang out Haiti in 4.
Well, you call him Spice Man. I call him the Boogeyman from Canada. And as I say that, trucks are peeling off down onto the pit lane. Green flag pit stops happening right before the end of the stage. This was something ironic. Here comes about a dozen or so hitting their marks, kaboxing on pit lane with lap 20 on the road. It's now Brian Chew, the new leader on the back straightaway.
Yeah, that 70% fuel is really going to throw a wrench into this bad boy. Whoa, boy, Haney give a huge shot to the Spiceman of Chris Cinnamon, knocked him sideways. Here comes the outside lane. It's led by the 98. J.D. Larson trying to go to the front. He's got Chad Ross lined up right behind him. Ross, the first truck, one lap down. If we should get a caution, he get the lucky dog. Hogan behind him. Larson's going to go to the lead on turn number 4.
And here they come, working off of turn number 4. Now we see Brian Chu. He leads. No, Larson to the lead. More trucks peeling onto the pit lane again. Cofield was driving in the grass. Jonathan Cofield in the grass. Gotta wonder if he might serve a penalty. The Spice Man, a former series champion. Cinnamon on pit road. California's Raw Meza on pit lane, and it's now Larson, J.D. Larson leading them on the back straightaway with now Ross in tow off 2.
Boy, I'm telling you, Cofield looked like he was right over there off of turn number 3, over there at the Talladega short track, trying to dirt track it a little bit to get in the pits. Larson still holding on to the lead. Brian Shue back there as well. Chad Ross lined up trying to get him a lucky dog and try to make it as far as he can. We'll see who decides to peel off and go to the pit road off turn 4.
Chad Ross a lap down amongst all these leaders as he now boxes in Larson to Chu. He's now going to play blocker to the 51. He can't clear him yet. Now we got a caution of the racetrack as Hogan and Haney were starting to power for the lead. Caution is out. Second yellow flag of the race. And I believe it is Andrew Harris with a problem. Andrew Harris might have stalled his truck. More or less, he might have ran out of fuel before he was able to get back around. We'll find out as the caution is out for the second time here at Talladega.
Just hangs a hard left, goes straight down,
wow.
Straight into the inside retaining wall. Probably something technical, at least that's from what I would see. I mean, Dean Hopton was talking about it in our ear. He was telling us that it may be technical. Just hard left. Wheel might have disconnected. VR, all those technological advances. Hey, watch this wheel right here. Watch what happens. It just goes left.
Yeah,
I think
the wheel just locks up, man. Wow.
I think he was running VR right there because he hung a left and his VR probably went out. His TV went out or something happened. And he just hangs a hard left and goes down and nails the inside retaining wall. And he is disconnected from the server.
Another look at it again. Watch him again off the back stretch, entering 3 and 4. This was Cofield right before the caution. Too fast, entering pit road on the grass. And then he says, well, I've already committed. I might have been outside committed of the cone, but I am committed to pitting. And now everybody else that hasn't pitted now, Jacob Reeves, they're on pit road now. Here comes the whole cavalry.
Yeah, I mean, Cofield slid it in there. I mean, he was too much on the gas, hit the grass, and he was holding on to, he was holding on to that too. That's exactly what happened right there with Cofield. But J.D. Larson came out of this pretty good. Brady LaBeouf, kind of interested right here for the boss man. He'll stay out with Kerry Tribune and look like Roger Diebold. A couple of them stayed out, but most of them jumping in for possibly 4 fresh tires. Know that they're filling it up full of fuel to make it to the end of stage 1.
So Brady LaBeouf, Kerry Tribune, Roger Diebold, Luke Smith, and Joshua Suss. Now the new top 5. We step away as we are nearing the end of stage 1 here at the Cops 250 at Talladega.
Are you ready?
For Murph's Magical Creations. Home to custom laser engraving and gifts. This veteran-owned and operated company engraves for all occasions. If you want one of Murph's magical creations, call the number on your screen or commission through either Instagram or via email. Murph's Magical Creations, made with love for you.
here at Talladega. Pit stops are done as we near the end of the first stage. Along with Jacob Reeves, I'm Wesley Outland, Dean Hopton on production as well. Jacob, playoffs in the NASCAR Cups Truck Series is rolling on Friday night too. What's going on? Where are we going to this week? Where are we at?
Well,
actually, you're off, right?
Yes, we are off for the 4th of July. So, as I said, Friday night, make sure all of y'all don't end up in the hoosecow and go to jail and do all that crazy stuff.
Don't burn your fingers off, right? Don't lose your fingers. Yeah.
No. Keep yourself in gear on that. But the next races that we'll go to, July 11th, 18th, and the 25th, all of those in the Fast 18 go to Iowa, Kentucky, and Lucas Oil. That'll end it out. And that's actually a crown jewel on July the 25th. But, Lucas Lyons was one of those drivers on the Friday night series that we really thought he was going to be able to make it into the next round. Turns out he ended up having a penalty at Lime Rock, ended up hitting the wall going into the pits and knocked himself out of that. So now he's not racing for a championship on Friday night. So he's got to do something right here if he wants to be racing for a championship here in the DSR Electric Truck Series. He's got to get him a win, and he's got to be able to lock himself in on that, which actually we're hearing. Actually, I heard about this, Wesley Outland, from what I heard from Brady LaBeouf and in the admin chat, that Lucas Lyons has got to get a win and then go against Stephen Thomas, and then they go by points after that. So Lucas Lyons is not out of the woods yet. Stephen Thomas ain't out of the woods yet by a long shot neither.
So just because they both win, you still got to survive at the points because only one blue team will eventually go to the finals. Unbelievable. I didn't know that. That was I did not know that.
I didn't know that either.
That is interesting. Pace car is in onto the pit lane. Here comes the field now with Brady LaBeouf and Kerry Tribune side by side. Diebold, Smith right there with Lumpkin and Suss. Meza, Pappas, Thomas, Newton back to green. Thomas all blue, winning last week. He does not need to let Lucas Lyons win, I guess, as they go back to green. Up the bank into turn number 1 as we near the end of stage 1 here at Talladega there, Jacob.
Garrett should be up on the top side. Kermit the Frog up here, trying to get something going with Luke Smith right in behind him. Make sure you like and subscribe and ring the bell. Keep up with what's going on here with the North American Sim Racing Association. The boss man, Brady LaBeouf, owns it, and he is trying to lock himself into the championship or at least get a win and put himself in prime position over Justin Lumpkin. Down to the inside, LaBeouf with Diebold through 3 and 4.
Former series champion, a multi-series champion of the Cops Trucks and the NASCAR DSR Electric Series. Brady LaBeouf, 22 career wins in his 318th start tonight. Now trying to lead the cavalry here at Talladega. He leads them as they work back into the corner. We're wrecking behind them. Trouble in turn number 4, working actually at the start-finish line. Couple of trucks have gone around. It's Justin White that is wrecked again here. Maybe another truck involved that was able to scamper away, but Justin White just got the short end of the stick and another Surf Pro caution out here for the 3rd time.
Yeah, and he was your pole sitter to start it off here this evening. Pulse Popper's instant replay. See what happens to Justin White. Going around the outside of Cody Knight in the 26. And keeping it up top. Damn, Cody just comes up and just hooks him. Cody might have thought maybe trying to jump in behind Justin White, line up in behind him and push him and just try to line up right there, but he missed it by a mile. Gets him in the left rear, sends him around, and Justin White already 1 lap down, and he's going to stay 1 lap down after that contact, but I think that was just a bad misjudgment of where Cody Knight was. You're riding on board with the 26 Pulse Poppers, ironically enough. You'll see Justin White come around on the outside. I think Cody Knight was just wanting to try to come up and get in behind him, and he misjudged it by a mile and just ends up hooking him.
Boy, Cody not in. Justin White. What? Look at Chad Ross just saving and staying out of trouble there. As we go under the yellow flag again for another Surf Pro caution. Brady LaBeouf on the cusp of trying to lock up the first stage right now. He is the man that is up in front right now. We will grab a word with the stage winner at the conclusion of the first stage here. And Jacob, I can't believe this, man. We've had 3 cautions in 25 laps. Is this the idea of what things we're going to see to come tonight here?
Well, I mean, Wesley, usually when we come to the playoffs and either the Monday night series or the Friday night series, usually the first stage is kind of normal. You know, I mean, we may see a wreck maybe one time, but other than that, 9 times out of 10, it pretty much just goes green all the way through stage 1. Stage 2 gets a little bit iffy, give or take, but then stage 3 is usually when all hell ends up breaking loose. But I think with the playoffs and how they are, and just the tension and everything that there is, with some of what's been going on over the past couple of weeks, I just think there might be some tension out there and guys just trying to make something happen that ain't happening. But to answer your question, this is a little bit different than some of the races that we've seen here at Talladega in the past.
Ironically, drivers hitting again. Trying to find out, very, very odd that we're seeing them pit again. So Brandon Broadfoot says, "Hola, amigos. Love me some Dega, baby." Yeah, thank you, Brandon. Appreciate it. Kara Lumpkin says, "Go, Justin. We're celebrating good news from his doc today and hopefully another win tonight." So what is the good news, Kara? Or you could just say NYOB, Wesley. Oh, Jacob, did you catch that abbreviation?
Yes, I did very much.
Okay, there you go. I just wondering if you were, keeping up with the circle. Yeah.
Just said to hell with it. We ain't throwing a camera out there this evening. Well, see, I will say this. You saw a lot of guys jumping down pit road. You were talking about when they go down pit road and everything. I've done this a lot in league races in Nazareth, official races, hosted races. A lot of times, a lot of these guys will just jump down pit road, and they'll do it just for one reason and one reason alone. They'll jump down pit road, and they'll do it to go to the back. They don't want to be stuck up there in that 3 wide action where, you get a bad bump draft. We already saw it a while ago, a little bit of bad bump draft gone wrong, and then it could turn into about a 20-truck pileup. You see right there when Brady LaBeouf and all his teammates and a couple of others, when they pitted, so they should be good to the end of the stage. But I think a lot of the guys that was going in that situation, like how everybody jumping down pit road, is probably just to stay out of the madness and stay out of the wreck. Some of them actually may be racing for stage points and everything, but I think they may want to try to make it all the way to lap 104 and not get up here and get caught up in some kind of careless accident right here just at the end of stage number 1.
Jacob, can you drop the beef joke? What is the beef joke? What is the joke about beef? What is the beef joke, Jacob? Explain yourself. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I have to find it real quick. Give me a sec. Give me 1 second. So, Jason Morales.
As long as it's appropriate, it's appropriate, right? Is it appropriate?
Well, I have to double check and look at it. Okay, yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. It's somewhat appropriate. So Jason Morales sent me this today about 5:00, and sent it to me on Facebook. He says it's got a sign that looks like it's out there at Shoney's parking lot, I guess, or wherever the heck that parking lot was. It says, when 2 vegans get in an argument, is it still called a beef? Yeah. And then it's got the phone number, I guess, on there. Whoever's place that is.
Where the hell is my sound effect at? Is it just...
Here we go. We got it. We got beef. You didn't like it, apparently.
Yeah, Merle.
I got a kick out of it.
Tractor tipping's fun. Cow tipping's fun too, especially when you're out to get beef. Ask Jacob. Pace truck is about to come onto the pit lane. We are about to go back racing. First stage coming to the end. Here they come with 3 remaining in stage number 1 here at the Cops 250 here in Talladega. Back inside the United Rentals restart zone, and we are back underway here at Talladega. You see, Talladega had a major uplift, Jacob. 3D. Diebold to the lead on the Boss LaBeouf on the bottom in turn number 1.
Yeah, but he may end up losing it because here comes Diebold from the top down to the bottom. Karen Tribune, ironically enough, LaBeouf's teammate ends up shoving Diebold clear. Steven Thomas, how do you do, sir, with Taylor Peacock lined up behind him? Thomas shot out of a cannon, come out of nowhere. He'll go to the lead, jumps down in front of Karen Tribune. Thomas to the lead in 3 and 4.
Take a ride on the high side. Not wild side, but high side. And Thomas did just that. Look out, Motley Crue. Stephen Thomas trying to sweep the semifinal playoffs. As Thomas goes to the lead, looking to win stage 1. He's in front.
And Wesley, if you think about it, if Stephen Thomas was to get a win here tonight, it would pretty much seal Lucas Lyon's fate. I mean, he could win next week at Homestead, but 2 wins against 1, it would not add up, and Thomas will be locked in 100% to go into the championship round. He jumps up on the top side. Taylor Peacock to help. Here comes Karen Tribune in the middle. 3 of them up here, 3 wide, and all 3 of them in different brackets going into turn number 3 and coming to the white flag of stage number 1.
They will finish up stage number 1. The question is, what's going to happen on the other side? I'll see you on the other side. 3 by 3 by 3. Here they come. Nobody jumps out of line. Thomas in the lead. Tribune makes contact. So is Diebold. Final lap to go here in stage 1.
Damn. Wesley, if that would have been a final lap finish, if that would have been a white flagger off of that one right there, a checkered flagger to end stage 1,
yeah,
all 3 of them would have been separated by 5/1000ths of a second, a photo finish, but it is not over yet. Diebold on the bottom, Tribune up top, and also Thomas way up top, getting out from Peacock. Tribune shoots out ahead. Kermit the Frog, Luke Smith stuck in the middle. Tribune goes to the bottom.
Oh, something's got to go wrong because I'm feeling too damn good. Here they come into 3 and 4. Tribune to the bottom. Here they come up high. Diebold now. 3 wide. Diebold throws the block on now. The 27 is Smith. LaBeouf now behind Tribune. They bump. They bang. Diebold scampers away. He will win stage 1 in Talladega. And if this is any possibility of what we're going to see tonight, you are about to get your money's worth, Nazra audience. Unbelievable.
Baby, that is why everybody packs the stands in real life. It comes out in big numbers at Talladega, and that's why you out there in the live chat, 34 of you watching strong, come out in big numbers to watch here at Talladega. Once again, we look, Diebold got the help from Kermit the Frog, Luke Smith. Got clear, jumped up in the middle, and bam, ends up getting the stage 1 win just by an eyelash with Luke Smith, Karen Tribune, LaBeouf, and J.D. Larson, 28 all the way up to a top 5.
Listen, Kara chiming in, and Justin, the doc was worried that Justin Lumpkin's swollen lymph nodes from mono from a couple of weeks ago might be something more serious and sent him to a specialist today to rule out any kind of cancer or blood disorders. He got the all clear, and the doctor said everything looked perfect. So needless to say, a huge weight and worry has been lifted, and that is so awesome to hear. Good deal. So Justin Lumpkin, good to hear he's doing better as we are under a caution flag, and Roger Diebold coming up on the other side of the break as they are pitting. Stage 1 winner Diebold going to tell us how he did it in the storm at Talladega when we return.
you ready?
For Murph's Magical Creations. Home to custom laser engraving and gifts. This veteran-owned and operated company engraves for all occasions. If you want one of Murph's Magical Creations, call the number on your screen or commission through either Instagram or via email. Murph's Magical Creations, made with love for you.
Back here at Talladega, and Roger Diebold, winner of stage number 1 here. Of course, being patient, craziness at the end of it. It got wild there before the end of the stage, and I believe Roger Diebold joins us in the booth right now. Thank you, Jacob. He's standing by with Jacob Reeves.
Roger, I mean, what a finish right there at the end, stage number 1, buddy. How did you know what to do and all that, just all that craziness going on?
Well, I mean, I knew I needed, at least P2 and the stage win, and we were, I thought Brady was going to push a lot harder than he did, but I guess I don't know what happened there. If he was overheating or what. The outside dropped down, and I was like, oh, crap, here we go. And then, luckily I had a teammate on the outside there. So I just tried to clear myself up there by shoving the 7 out as far as I could. And then, with shoving him out, I just burped the throttle, let his momentum carry back towards me, and pulled right out in front of my teammate. So big thanks to Luke there for pushing me to the stage win.
Roger, I mean, buddy, what's it going to take to survive here at Talladega, get you a win, and try to put yourself in position to possibly go all the way to Vegas here in 2 weeks?
Man, I don't know. I mean, seems like all the wrecks kept happening behind me, so I'm going to try to stay ahead of them and stay up front the best I can. I think riding around in the back is a bad idea, but yeah, just try to stay up here, try to get as many points as I can, hopefully get a win. And I know I got a hole to dig out of here up against Pappas. So last week I was go-kart racing in real life, so I had to miss last week, but maybe we can get lucky, make up a few points here, have a good race next week, and make it to the final 6.
Roger Diebold wins stage number 1. We'll see how it works out for him here with Blue Line Racing, buddy. Congratulations on stage 1. Good luck the rest of the race.
Thank you. Thank you.
There you go. So now we got Chris Cinnamon, Chris Blanchard. How about Shane Trotter from Asheboro? He's right there in that number 3 spot. Ross did exactly what he needed to do, Jacob Reeves, if you remember. He was a lap down at one time, waited patiently, stayed out of the chaos and mayhem, if you will. He's put himself in the number 5 position back on the lead lap, along with Brian Chew.
Yeah, I mean, he really has. I mean, and Chad Ross could really, he's not in the playoffs. None of these guys, all the way down to Roger Diebold in 7th, none of these guys are in the playoffs, could really take away a spot from somebody trying to lock themselves in to go to Vegas in 2 weeks. But that's how the playoffs work, Wes Allen.
And the playoffs back underway with the second race in the semifinals. Talladega stage 1 was wild. What will stage 2 entail? The Spice Man, Chris Cinnamon, a former champion of the series, leads them all Canada into turn 1 here at the Big T.
Oh, here we go. Spice Man down on the bottom side. Trotter lined up behind him. Here comes Chris Blanchard trying to get the shot. from Chad Ross, from Luke Smith. Outside lane starting to make it happen. The Chris and Chris show going into turn 3. Cinnamon on the bottom. Blanchard up top. Blanchard's going to get clear on clear, but he's going to stay up on the top side of Willie. Jumps down in front of Cinnamon. Blanchard leads at Talladega.
Chris Blanchard now got now more company. Here comes now Ross at one time a lap down. The GM Goodrich number 38 is now going to go to the lead with the help of Kermit the Frog as he now moves to the top spot. The 27, look at this, side by side as we're trying to get a third lane going up on the top. He can't do it yet.
Boy, that top's really starting to edge up just a little bit. Believe it may be led by Tom Lester up there on the top side. No, actually, that's another driver that's up there on the top side as well. But check them out. Looking 3 wide. You see Kermit the Frog, Luke Smith right there in tow. Yes, sir, 46. Bo Tiffany to the top side. We're 3 wide again.
3 by 3, 4 rows, maybe more now as they work their way back into the corner through the tri-oval as we go back up top with aerial view coverage. And now it is the purple Kermit. It is now Luke Smith back to the lead. They are 3 by 3 by 3 behind him, and here comes now Smith with company by Ross on the back of his tailgate in 2.
Boy, Chad Ross, you mentioned it a while ago, Wesley Outland. Chad Ross, 1 lap down, able to look up and get back on the lead lap, and he is trying to make the most of it. Ross will go to the lead. Cherry up there right behind him, trying to give it the toe. Tiffany up top, getting help from Gregory. Oh, baby, they are slipping, sliding, trying to keep it straight. Boy, they were sliding. Gregory almost lost it going into 3.
And not done yet. Here we go, 3 wide again as Bo Tiffany got a shot a moment ago from the outside push by Gregory, as you just mentioned. LaBeouf hooks up, so does Haney. Here comes now massive cloud cover. It looks like nightfall. Now the sun pokes back out. Here comes Ross to the lead as they thunder into 1.
The helpers out there trying to make it happen. Now Cherry, he'll go up on the top side. He'll go do-si-doing with the 88. A Pappas. Ross gets tagged. Ross goes around, spinning wildly. Serpro caution out. Chad Ross slams on the brakes and just easily noses it into the inside retaining wall, gets it back going, but he was able to keep all 4s on the ground. Might have got a little bit airborne, but Wesley Outland, that was a ride by the 38 of Chad Ross.
Unbelievable. Now another caution coming out again, and look at this one more time. Fighting for that spot. Not giving an inch. Look at the contact as Cherry was up on the high side. Maybe Smith gave a shot to the 38. Very lucky that just turned into a 1-truck spin. Watch this again. I got to wonder if Smith might have got a little aggravated here. No, it was Cherry. Oh, I'm sorry, Kermit. It was Cherry that did it. And how in the heck did Luke Smith keep from crashing the 27 is beyond me, Jacob.
I have absolutely no idea, but Cherry jumped up, tried to put the block on Chad Ross, that is, tried to jump up, put the block on him. I thought Luke Smith might have got him, but Ross tried to jump up, put the block. Cherry's already getting the shove from Phil Pappas. You see it right there. I mean, Pappas is all over his tailgate, knocking the hell out of him. And then there it is. Ross comes up, doesn't know Pappas is shoving him that hard, and then bam, there he goes straight into the tailgate, sends him around, sends him down to the inside. Luke Smith's there, and then Chad Ross goes for a wild ride down to the inside retaining wall.
If there are 2 drivers as we go under caution for the 5th time, 5th serve pro caution of the race, it is those 2 guys right there. Thank your virtual lucky stars and kiss the ground you're on or your dirty floor. I don't know. Matt Cherry and Luke Smith, Kermit the Frog, he's hopping and skipping because they both could have been collected in a massive crash. Luckily, that did not happen, as of course, again, Chad Ross getting the short end of the deal. Trucks are boxing out, pitting, exiting. We're stepping away more from Talladega as we are heading to lap 40 in stage 2, presented by Glass Mechanic at Talladega.
Are you ready?
For Murph's Magical Creations. Home to custom laser engraving and gifts. This veteran-owned and operated company engraves for all occasions. If you want one of Murph's Magical Creations, call the number on your screen or commission through either Instagram or via email. Murph's Magical Creations, made with love for you.
Back here at Talladega, Cherry and Smith and Pappas and Newton and Lyons, your top 5, man. Jacob, talk to your baby. I'm understanding Mama's got the speaker to your mom to the baby's belly. I totally ruined that. I just ruined that whole thing. I just ruined that whole segue. I'm understanding that your wife Taylor has the tablet at her belly where your baby to be is at. You can talk to him.
Yeah, that's pretty big to do that. I talked to her about that a while ago, and she was watching something on TV, playing around on her phone or whatever, and just kind of on baby watch more or less right now. But yeah, he's listening to the broadcast, listening to Daddy work, I guess. So, son, I love you, and we'll see you here in the next couple of days at least. It'll be at least before Monday, at least, if not by Monday. I mean, he'll be here by next Monday. So, son, I love you and can't wait to see you.
Boy, thank you.
Got a tear from everybody's eye on that one, apparently.
I am shedding a tear. Not going to lie. That's sweet. So sweet. Enjoy it, man. Enjoy it. Time flies by, you know. Now we got a little Neil Diamond in our head now. Little Sweet Caroline. As we get you ready for the finish of the season, there it is, Talladega. Tonight, Homestead next week, and then Vegas. Let your baby like Elvis, Jacob. Let your baby hear Elvis, you know.
Team.
Kermit the Frog, he said, Viva, 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 ha ha, Viva. All right, we're getting ready for a restart.
Yeah, we're going to have to make sure he doesn't hear behind the mic some of the stuff we talk about.
We're off the rails, man. Kermit the Frog wants to have the belt buckle of Elvis. All right, we're coming into the tri-oval. Pace truck is in. Matt Cherry and Kermit on the outside. Pappas and Newton, and she is my cherry pie from Poison. What's going to happen as we come back to the green flag? Back underway. Racing resumes here at Talladega.
Wow, Wesley, a lot of them down there on the bottom side. Not too many of them up on the top side trying to get a run. And everybody looked like they fanned out, went from the top, jumped down to the bottom. A couple of them thought different about that. Pappas up here trying to make something happen. How about on Double L? Lucas Lyons getting some help from Kermit the Frog, Luke Smith, from Adam Newton, from Joey Stires. Top side starting to get some helpers. Brady LaBeouf going to get up there on that top side as Lucas Lyons going for the lead, trying to go around Matt Cherry.
That was warrant, not poison. I just thought about it in my head, thinking about She's My Cherry Pie. Nonetheless, here comes Cherry working off the corner as they go off on the outside. Lions up top. Got Kermit up on the high side as well. Look at Pappas and Newton, and look at Haney shoved out of line. This will happen now as here comes the cloud cover again as they work their way back up the hill in turn 1 and 2.
Here we go. They are slipping, sliding here, and possibly some raindrops. No, we're just kidding. This big old cloud cover all the way around this 2.66 mile super speedway. Lucas Lyons to the lead with help from Luke Smith. A lot of big helpers up here. Here comes Adam Newton. No, that's Bo Tiffany up on the top side. 46. They're going to go 3 wide for second and may try to go for the lead.
Block 2 lanes, and while he veered to the bottom, Lions now powers around Matt Cherry. Put him back to second. Pappas now with company on the outside passenger door with Kermit and Newton and former champion, Canadian, Cinnamon. All this going on as we now get Bo Tiffany to get something going 3 wide. I saw Brady LaBeouf poke back into the top 10 as they work 1 and 2 as well.
Yeah, Bo Tiffany had some help, and then he just straight up lost it. Everybody hung him out and said, to hell with it. We're leaving you out to dry. Up front, Matt Cherry getting out from behind. Lucas Lyons goes to the top side. Luke Smith lined up right behind him with Adam Newton there to help. Boss man Brady LaBeouf leading up on the outside lane. He's got some helpers with Keith Haney and Bo Tiffany to help, but Lyons still holding it down on that bottom side.
Remember, by the way, this is stage number 2 presented by the Glass Mechanic as they come thundering through the tri-oval. Brady LaBeouf, man on a mission with Haney in tow. So is Bo Tiffany as they work their way up against the outside safer barrier. Brave enough to go 4 wide. It'll fit 3 wide. 3's a party, 4's a crowd, 5 is chaos, and we're going to see LaBeouf go to the lead on the outside lane as Lyons punches out of line below the double yellow line. Oh, no!
It's again, double L drops to the bottom. He is getting out of dodge. LaBeouf back to the lead. Now Kermit the Frog, Luke Smith fires off into the middle. He'll go to the lead. Adam Newton with him, with Joey Stars. Haney up top with Tiffany, and LaBeouf down on the bottom with Matt Cherry.
Can't believe it as they work their way now with Brady LaBeouf. He was up on the middle lane, up in the top. Now he's on the bottom. He carries back Cherry and Pappas with him. And we are going 3 and 4 wide up the outside lane in turn 1 at Talladega.
But here comes LaBeouf. LaBeouf thinking about going to the top. Adam Newton's going to try to get up there. Almost ended up getting hooked. LaBeouf goes to the middle. Everybody's still to save it. Adam Newton to the top with help from Keith Haney. LaBeouf stuck in the middle. And Kermit the Frog, Luke Smith, all the way down into the cellar on the bottom side where Grandpappy has the moonshine, and he's going to take it all the way back to the front.
And Grandma hides the cookies and dentures from Grandpa. Here they come up on the outside lane with Haney, and look at Cherry go through 2 lanes wide. Opens the door to Kermit, and Kermit the Frog on the bottom looking for the lead. Ixnay on that. Cherry says, nope, I'm not done yet. It's the battle of frogs and fruit going to turn number 1.
Frogs and fruit going at it, add a little moonshine to it, and you will have one hell of a party. Luke Smith down to the bottom, with Pappas lined up behind him, with the Spice Man, Chris Cinnamon, getting spicy with the fruit and the moonshine. Keith Haney trying to make it happen with the Boss Man stuck in the middle of this. Bo Tiffany, Roger Diamond, one going all the way down to the bottom, trying to get it straight back out, but no caution.
They rumble down off of turn number 4. Here they come, working now back into the tri-oval. It is now Smith. He's got a push from Pappas and Cinnamon and Blanchard on the bottom. Up on the outside or the middle lane, you have now Cherry holding off for the likes of Newton and LaBeouf, and now Haney gets something started again with Bo Tiffany up on the top side out of 2.
Boy, and I'm looking at Phil Pappas. You see him sideways a little bit, got a little loose. Cinnamon wasn't even up his tailgate, just that track temp, which I'm sure it has probably climbed up. It's actually dropped a little bit, 124 degrees, but still the handling is really going away from these trucks. Wind not blowing that much. It's just the track temp is just beating this track to death, and it's getting so hot, and Pappas says, screw it, we're going to try to go for the lead anyway.
Inside, down to the bottom, it is Phil Pappas now in the lead. Phil Pappas hungry to find victory lane. Smith to second, Cinnamon back to third. Now Blanchard, Cherry, and Newton, they have a battle amongst themselves as they work the back straightaway.
Pappas still leads with Kermit the Frog, Luke Smith behind him. Spiceman, Chris Cinnamon jumps up, finds a hole. Cherry had a run. He's got to back away. Spiceman jumped up, put the block on him. He wants to try to go to the lead at Talladega. Chris Blanchard back up here in this mix as well as Pappas leads him off of turn number 4.
Look at Cinnamon. He is not a contender for the championship, but make no doubt about it, he wants to put himself in a winning contention mode again. The Canadian, Fort McMurray, Ontario, Canada, a former champion of the series, pushing behind him Matt Cherry. And while that goes on, Adam Newton, who, by the way, on Friday celebrated his 300th career start, 400th career start in NASRA, in the Cup playoffs, and now he leads them right now on the 6th position outside from Virginia as they working for.
Yeah, Bulldog Adam Newton trying to make it happen. You see it right there, had the Bulldog on the helmet and rocking and rolling up on this top side, trying to hook up with Matt Cherry. Pappas still leading down on the bottom side, trying to make something happen. Whoa, Spiceman actually blinked out a little bit on the top side. Got to be careful about that blinking. Race director TJ Moore, we've seen it before, West Outland. That little bit of blinking can really make him have to make a call and park him. We saw it already happen at Richmond. Joey Stires was leading the race, and they parked him as well as Cherry got into the back of him. Newton got in the back of him, and now Cinnamon tried to get Cherry back up to help as Newton leads the middle lane.
Patience a virtue or not. We'll see how it all shakes out as they work their way again off of turn number 4. Here they come to the line. It is Pappas on the inside. Smith right there along with Blanchard. Look at the middle lane. That is Brian Chu. And now here comes Cherry. Somehow access denied for a third time. He will not be denied. He gets another third lane started again with the help of Joey Stires as they work into again.
Boy, they are all over the place working it off of turn number 2. Holiday in the house. Here comes Brian Chu on the middle side. Here comes Matt Cherry getting help from Joey Stires. They're trying to make some moves. All over Cherry's tailgate was Joey Stires. Brian Chu will go to the front, build the mass hole out there in the live chat, going for Brian Chu. He takes the lead coming off of turn 4.
And I will tell you this as well. Brian Chu, also nicknamed Mr. Restrictor Plate by yours truly, because when it comes to Restrictor Plate, I race in events, Jacob Reeves, in my opinion. There's nobody better that you could put your cash chips on than Brian Chu. When the chips are up or down, he will find a way to get into this shot. And now he sets his sights on the Canadian of Cinnamon. It's Cinnamon, Chu, Newton, Pappas, LaBeouf. It's a big law firm of all the nominations going down into turn 3.
Yeah, I mean, you can throw Taylor Peacock, throw even Brady LaBeouf, or even Chris Blanchard in the middle of that, but it ain't going to matter. Brian Chu is very, very good here on the Super Speedways, and he's showing it here tonight, right in behind the Spiceman of Chris Cinnamon. Adam Newton up top with help from Brady LaBeouf. Right in behind him, here is the 28 of Lee Bailey III. Haven't talked about him all night long. Here he is up here in the middle of every bit of this, even with Newton, with Pappas and LaBeouf trying to get up here and get some stage points. Guys that started at the back, Wesley Outlet, starting to work their way to the front and try to get their name called.
"55 of 64 laps." Remember, we are heading in to the under 10 remaining of stage number 2. Remember, lap 64. When stage 2, presented by the Glass Mechanic, will come to an end, and we are 3 by 3 by 3 by 3 by 3 again. If you don't know what 5 times 3 is, wow. 15 trucks, 3 by 3 as they work to make it into turn number 1.
Literally hold your breath going through 1 and 2 down on the bottom side. Cinnamon trying to hold on to it. Everybody holding their beer, trying to not spill it, working their way down the back chute. 3 by 3 all the way to the back. Chew in the middle, Sus up top, Cinnamon down the bottom, and they are all lined up behind them going into turn number 3 as we're 3 wide for the lead.
Inside, here comes Cinnamon on the bottom. That's below that double yellow line. Remember, you cannot pass and advance your position. You will get penalized. Right now, they all just stay in position, in tow. Cinnamon. It's Pappas right now on the outside lane, and the monkey in the middle is Brian Chu. Mr. Restrictor Plate hammered down, pistol cocked and loaded as he works into turn 1 and 2.
Folks, remember from the Friday night series when we were talking about Hold My Beer Hill at Lime Rock, go all the way around this. You're holding your beer very tightly, trying not to spill it. Here on these 33 degrees of bacon at Talladega, Joshua Suss from the top down into the cellar, takes it all the way to the front. Cinnamon behind him, and Brian Chu, Mr. Restrictor Plate, Holiday, however you want to look at it, he's trying to go for the lead.
Holiday in the middle. He is hollering right now. He's got chaos and mayhem all around him and hoping that nobody screws up. Adam Newton, the Bulldog, the boot. Right there, his teammate. On the inside, here comes now the Copper from Kansas. Joshua Suss representing the Cops colors. He goes to the lead. He tells everybody to pull over. He's in hot pursuit for P1. He'll take it on the back straightaway.
Joshua Suss, what this would be for him. He started 37th, dead last in the field, did not even practice, did not qualify. He is at the front leading them all the way around Talladega. Chris Cinnamon right behind him, Pappas behind him, Brian Chu still trying to lead the middle lane off turn 4.
Racing action continues here at Talladega Superspeedway. We are past the top of the hour. We need to pause quickly for station identification on CRN at Talladega.
Community Radio Network. WCRN 87.9 FM. Clayton, Garner, Raleigh, North Carolina, USA. We are CRN.
It is a humdinger on CRN on a Monday night, 4th of July, Independence Week upon us. And right now, the cop, Joshua Suss, leads him as a leader in turn 3.
Keeping it down on the bottom side with Cinnamon lined up behind him. Chu up there as well. Right behind him, Keith Haney up on the top side, trying to get Matt Cherry to line up with him. Maybe make it 3 wide for the lead once again. Couple of them starting to peek down to the inside. Couple of them look like they were jumping down pit road, but they got to be careful. Coming this time, we have got 4 laps to go to the end of stage 2 presented by the Glass Mechanic, and there's still 3 wide up there for the lead.
Apply. Watch now, Haney, Cherry, Stires. Now here comes Suss. He'll carry the Canadian, the Cinnamon with him. Pappas has had a quiet night. Look at Kermit back up in the battle again. And all this happens as they chuck, jive, rock, roll, working up the bacon in turn number 3. That's 33, 34 degrees coming at you.
And Suss still holding on to it. He's got Cinnamon behind him. Only bad part about Cinnamon being on the bottom side and being tucked up right behind him is, Wesley, there is no air valence. right there. I mean, he's not able to jump up. If he gets right up, tucked up on his tailgate, he's got to back away. And if he doesn't, he'll end up detonating the engine. These guys can get up to well over right around 265 degrees on the water tip. You hit 265, 266, it won't go poof. Big time, not a little bit, but big time poof. It will straight up go bang as these guys is catching a little bit of lap traffic. Cinnamon trying to work with Joshua Suss as well. Bad Cherry trying to work this third lane. And oh yeah, we're catching a little bit of lap traffic while we're 3 wide. Wesley, this is how we...
And while you're 3 wide, catching up to a lap machine, get up high. That's the smart thing to do, buddy. Welcome to the world of Nazra. In that 07 truck, kind of had a little help starting some things early tonight, but right now he does a smart thing. Gets out of harm's way. That was the orange and black and green number 07 machine of Brian Kaiser. Multiple laps down as Suss leads them now with 3 to go in stage number 2. And now Suss to the lead again on the bottom as he's got company up top in the middle.
Boy, Brian Shue got kicked all the way to the top side. He's going to go backwards. Here comes Pappas. Pappas jumps up in the middle lane, gets right up in front of Adam Newton. Big shot, huge shot for Phil Pappas from Adam Newton. He'll get up to his door. Side by side for the lead as we are coming to the final lap of stage number 2.
It is 2 laps to go here in stage number 2, presented by the Glass Mechanicus. Right now, Pappas works the middle lane. He's got Newton right behind him. So is LaBeouf right there. It is Brian Shue up high. He's got Cherry and Diebold, the stage 1 winner. Here comes now the drive for the lead. Brian Shue gets around Joshua Suss. 2 to go in stage number 2, and he's the new leader, the Holodaddy, Mr. Restrictor Plate. The teal 51 green machine is in P1.
Boy, howdy, how about you, Brian Shue? Back to the front. Pappas trying to figure out which lane he wants to get in. Goes from the middle, goes to the top, jumps up, blocks Cherry, opens the door on the middle side. Adam Newton getting the help from Brady LaBeouf. 3 wide again for the lead in 3 and 4.
Here they come, 3 wide, almost 5 rows again. 15 trucks. Cofield licking his chops, ready to pounce on them from the top to the bottom of the middle. It's almost heaven for him as he watches the field thunder through 3 and 4. 1 lap to go. Pappas now the new leader. He gets away from Chew. Newton to the outside. So is Cherry, and they're going to run down the 88 and 1.
Boy, Adam Newton was door banging, but Matt Cherry right there, and the Bulldog goes to the front with help from Brady LaBeouf. Joey Stires hooked right up with LaBeouf. Brian Shue said, screw this, I'm gone, and there they go, they're wrecking. Adam Newton goes up in the air, rolls it over, caution is out, and we may have got a mini big one right on the back stretch, and it looks like Brady LaBeouf was involved in it.
You knew it was bound to happen. Cherry had a big push from Diebold. Then the lap machine of Kaiser was in the way. He got into Diebold, the stage 1 winner. Then he collected Brady LaBeouf and others. And it will be Matt Cherry. Cherry Pie. Matt Cherry wins stage 2 here at Talladega.
Wow. And all of that,
You got that in stereo. You got that in stereo. We said wow at the same time. That's all I can say.
Wow.
Oh, wow. Wowzers. Oh. Here's a look at the accident. Jacob, I don't want to place blame on the lap truck of Brian Kaiser, but what are you thinking, man? Why? What in the world? Why are you up in this fight? Why are you doing this?
Yeah, I'm kind of shocked about this one, too. I mean, Kaiser's there. Gregory ends up getting into the back of Kaiser, knocks him around. Kaiser shouldn't even be there. Actually, no, Gregory never got to Kaiser. He ends up hooking Diebold. Diebold comes down, gets Adam Newton. Newton goes up in the air, all 4 tires off of the ground. Adam Newton, innocent bystander. Everybody scatters down below the double yellow line to miss it. But yeah, Wesley, I'm like you. What is the lap truck doing? I know he's trying to get back on the lead lap and get the lucky dog, but you're right there in the middle of all that while everybody's trying to get stage points. '07 should have dropped anchor and at least went down to the bottom side and just tried to get out of all of that. At least that's what I would have did.
Another look at it again. Boy, look at Brian Chu, man. Brian Chu is like Nostradamus of restrictor plate racing. I think he knew all hell was about to break loose, Jacob, and he got the hell to the bottom of the racetrack quickly. Look at this, man. Watch this again. Oh, watch the 51 on the replay coming up as we see everybody else scatter. Tough break for Brady LaBeouf. Here comes another night for the boss of Nazareth, getting dealt a hand of bad luck. Lady Bad Luck deals another bad hand to Brady LaBeouf. Can he stay in this thing and fight it out? We'll find out. Watch Brian Chu, Jacob. This is classic. It's like he knew there was a storm brewing. There's a bad moon on the rise, and I'm getting away from it. Oh, there it goes.
I mean, he just locks it down right there coming off of turn 2. I mean, it's like he knew that it was fixing to happen. It's like he literally knew something's about to happen. Now, Brian Chu is in that particular situation where he does not have to worry about that. He's not racing for stage points. He's out of the playoffs. Does not matter to him. This is where everything kind of kicked off. You see Kaiser right here. Where is he going? I have no idea. Dabo gets a little bit late. Kaiser should have got out of the gas, but he's got Gregory behind him. Probably would have shoved him into it. But at the same time, Gregory never touched him. Kaiser just drives in there. Dabo gets sideways. Kaiser gets him in the left rear, and around they go. And Newton goes up in there, and then it's pretty much on. From there.
Took out LaBeouf again. I will say this though, as we go to break, Brian Chu got lucky because if Roger Diebold, stage 1 winner, had not been there, he probably would have been flipping through the air. And that truck would probably be out because, remember, there's no fast repairs in this series. Third stage, Talladega. It's coming up next.
Are you ready?
For Murph's Magical Creations. Home to custom laser engraving and gifts. This veteran-owned and operated company engraves for all occasions. If you want one of Murph's magical creations, call the number on your screen or commission through either Instagram or via email. Murph's Magical Creations, made with love for you.
Back here at Talladega, make it quick, Jacob Reeves. We've got stage 1 winner, Matt Cherry, but he's also coming off of an EOL penalty after winning stage 2.
Yeah, Matt, buddy. I mean, what a drive right there. All that chaos happened back there. What's it going to take to try to get back up there at the front, even though you won stage 2? What's it going to take to try to get back up there at the front, try to win this race?
Been working really well tonight. I've been using that to my advantage. I know I've been crowding a few guys, but we've been able to keep it clean. But that side draft works really well if you got somebody that can really stay glued to your bumper.
Man, buddy, good luck the rest of the race. Appreciate your time and congratulations on stage 2 win.
Dude, appreciate it. Hopefully I can talk to y'all after the race.
We'll see.
Well, Matt, good luck the rest of the way, buddy. Thanks for your time. There you go, Matt Cherry. Ready to see what happens. If he can hold on and win along with Diebold, and I was going to say Brian Chu, very lucky guy, because if Diebold wouldn't have been there, I got a feeling Brian Chu would have been out of the race. We'll see how badly damaged the 51 is. He's seeing him in the back of the pack. We are back to green. We are racing the third final stage. The run to the wild card at Talladega is on. Blanchard, Cofield, side by side. Jacob in turn number 1.
Jonathan Cofield back up here in this mix as well, with Joey Stires behind him. Chris Cinnamon and Phil Pappas up here in the mix as well. Blanchard still leads them down on the bottom side. Pappas there as well. For the moment, nobody, and screw it, I was fixing to say nobody's 3 wide. Joshua Suss thinking different, jumps back in line. 53, Lucas Lyons trying to make it happen, but nobody going with him in 3 and 4.
Nobody right now going with that driver as they work their way again down into the corner. Here comes now Blanchard on the inside. Look at now a little shuck jive move for a moment by Pappas. He thought about clearing him on the bottom. He got back in line. They get back nose to tail. We're still side by side as they cross the stripe. This will take us to the finish of tonight at Talladega. And they're up the banking again with Cofield from Alabama leading the way at Alabama at Talladega in 1 and 2. Not anymore. Blanchard from Maine back to the lead on the inside.
Boy, the local boy trying to get it done here at Talladega. Blanchard down on the bottom side, though, will jump back by him and get back to the lead. Now, Cofield's got to get Joey Stires trying to help him out. Remember, Cofield, Pappas, they're in the playoffs. Everybody else around him, with the exception of Justin Lumpkin back there in 9th, everybody else is not in the playoffs. It is fair game at Talladega.
Fair game and patience is gone, if you will. You might have maybe been a little more patient earlier in the race. It's out the window in this third and final stage as you're on board now with Pappas trying to run down Blanchard. Stires going after Cofield. All this goes on with the man from Maine back in front of the blue 9.
Here comes Joshua Suss in the 80 up top, trying to get that help. Lucas Lyons finally got him a little bit of love and a little bit of help up on the top side for Joshua Suss right in front of him. Chad Ross behind him as well. We may be looking 3 wide once again for the lead, with Cofield stuck in the middle. Blanchard down on the bottom side, and Joshua Suss trying to pull a train up top.
Career start number 206 tonight for Chris Blanchard. He's looking for his 13th career NASRA win. Right now, up in front. Pappas follows up high. Here comes the man from Kansas. It is the 80, Suss. Now pulling out of line goes Pappas to get a third lane going in 2.
Lines all over his tailgate, the 80 of Joshua Suss, that is. Remember, Joshua Suss started dead last, 37th in the field. Here he is, up on the top side, trying to make something happen. Cofield thought about jumping up in front of the 80, thinks different. He'll fall right back in line behind the 9 of Chris Blanchard, or the 88, of Phil Pappas. Blanchard still holding it down on the bottom. He gets clear. He'll go back to the lead in 3 and 4.
Certainly hope that everybody has a happy 4th of July, however, whichever way you celebrate America's Independence Day. Thank you. As right now, it is Blanchard inside leading. Cinnamon right there behind him. Pappas has got company up on the outside lane. That is Stephen Gregory. He tries to get a third lane going with Suss as they work, and they get little loose wiggling off of turn 2.
Little wiggle, wiggle, wiggle was Pappas right there in that middle lane, with Jonathan Cofield right in behind him. Joey Stires up there on the top side as well. And Joshua Suss trying to get this top lane rolling. He actually got Stephen Gregory in the 61 to jump back in front of him. So they're making something happen. But up front, Pappas had the lead for just a split second. Blanchard goes back to the lead with help from Chris Cinnamon.
And they're 3 wide again and in multiple lanes. This time it's about 21 trucks, 7 rows of 3 now, right there with each other as they come working through the tri-oval. It is now Gregory trying to get something up top. He's got Suss giving him a shuck jive and a move, and there it goes from the top to the bottom. He threw the block on 2 lanes and went and bonsai'd around Suss and Pappas and took the lead from Blanchard, and they're all bunched up together as they work off 2. Oh, my goodness, and it could have been disastrous.
All 45 of you out there in the live chat, like and subscribe if you love what you're seeing. Stephen Gregory back up to the front as Phil Pappas still stuck in the middle. Joshua Suss, he shoved Gregory all the way up there. Gregory just hung him out. Now the outside may start to drift back a little bit as Gregory still got it. They're slipping, sliding, and door banging.
It's like slip sliding away. Look out, Paul Simon here in Talladega. They're up on the outside lane and they were loose. Now they go back to the lead. Stephen Gregory, where the hell did he come from? He was up outside lane. Now he's on the bottom, creep crawling, catfishing to the inside as you will. Here comes Blanchard and now Pappas in the fight off too.
There comes Pappas getting that run. Joey Stires, you see him right there, the real cam on the bottom, virtual cam riding on board with him. Stires stuck in the middle with Justin White. Where did the two come from? Saw him get spun around earlier. Here's Justin White back up here in this mix as well. Gregory leads. Pappas on the outside trying to make it happen, and Cofield's leading the third lane.
You got a big push from Joshua Suss as well as in the back there from Lyons. How about Lucas Lyons? Jacob Reeves, he has played possum all friggin' night since the race started. Now he's right back up in the battle with now going into 25, 30 to go into turn one.
And oh, baby, door banging. Cofield and Pappas door banging just a little bit on the front row. Gregory still got it. Suss right in behind Cofield as they are still working that draft, working the door banging, working the air, however you can get it to try to get to the front and lead here at Talladega. Gregory goes from the bottom, jumps up to the middle lane, opens the door for Chris Blanchard down on the bottom side. He goes back to the front at Talladega.
No record. Talladega is fun by no stretch of the imagination, but we've had a couple of multi-car accidents. But I have to say, suffice to say, it has not been the big one. Is that storm brewing now on lap number 75? Under 30 to go. Blanchard to the lead. Gregory now the monkey in the middle. Here comes Cofield, and I thought somebody was going to jump out of line. Lumpkin and try to get a fourth lane going. He couldn't as they work off turn number 2.
Boy, the racing is heating up just like the track tip. You saw it there for a second, 132 degrees on the track tip. And boy, they are using every bit of this track here tonight at Talladega. Up front, Gregory trying to hold on to the lead. He's got Blanchard down to his inside. Pappas there as well. Cofield up top with help from Joshua Suss. And the Spice Man, Chris Cinnamon in the middle of it is the purple Kermit the Frog stuck in the middle of it as well.
All of this going on is now Luke Smith a little sideways for just a moment as they work across the stripe. Oh, and by the way, look who's popping back into your view outside the top 10. Brian Chew is coming. Keep an eye on the man in the number 51 who almost got scattered and literally crashed on the back stretch at the end of stage 2. Saved by Diebold when he got airborne. Mr. Restrictor Plate, or as Jacob calls the Holodaddy, is in the bottom, in the middle, at the end of this pack right now going into turn number 3.
Look at Justin Lumpkin. You see him riding in the 7th spot. Very, very calm. You don't see him making a whole lot of crazy moves. Honestly, I'm not 100% if he's either scared or focused at this point, but you see all this action going on. There for a little bit when he was 3 wide, now he's going to be 3 wide. But all that action going on, he's being very, very calm in the situation that he is in. He's a lot better than I would have been. I would have already dropped anchor and went all the way back there where Jeffrey Johnson Jr. and them is.
Here comes Cofield, and now Suss up against the fence. Keep an eye on that. Yes, and by the way, great to see Lumpkin working his way back up into the front as well, but a quiet night for him in the 18 as well. A lot of these drivers strategically have different strategies, Jacob. Where do you go? Do you hang up in the front? Do you go to the back? Do you find a wingman, a partner, a friend? Somebody that you could just stay in tow with, in line with, in tandem with. And then when it's time to strike like a coiled cobra on the field to put that venom in on the pack, you go for it. 3 wide as the leaders battle again in turn 2 at Talladega.
Well, Wesley, my strategy always was here at Talladega to ride at the back, kind of pull that old school Dale Jarrett mentality. And right at the back, it was sudden, and this may be why. Here we go. A little bit of banging. Justin was so stuck in the middle of this. And Justin White, excuse me, ends up going around. Looked like that might have been Raul Meza or Roger Dabo. No, that's Lee Bailey III, one of them damn green trucks. Ends up going around in the middle of the Alabama gang super stretch, and Cole Larson was involved in it as well.
I'll tell you what, though, our Mr. Chad Ross got a nice rear view of the rear end of the truck of Suss a moment ago. He literally hit him so hard the back end of the truck went off the ground. Another caution. This is our 7th serve pro caution of the race. And boy, I'll tell you what, I think we needed a caution to kind of slow things down because I had a feeling the storm was brewing, Jacob. It just wasn't the big one. Wow.
Yeah, but we've been known to see a bunch of big ones out here, here in Nazareth. You saw Lee Bailey III, one of those drivers that went around right there with Justin White. Well, see kind of what happens right here. You see right on forward, Justin White. You got Lee Bailey right in behind him. Let's see what happens. Oh, there was a stack up. Pappas got into Pappas blew up. Pappas, you see him smoking. He got up into Gregory so much, he ended up blowing his engine. It detonated. And then after that, it stacked up the whole middle lane, and everybody literally was not expecting it. Bam! There goes Chad Ross. Gets hit from Brady LaBeouf. But all that started with Phil Pappas. Engine went poof. And he is probably done for the end of this bad boy.
I think I said Joshua Suss. My apologies. That was Justin White of the two. Listen to the engine. Oh, yeah, it's dropping. Look at the RPMs dropping. Wow. Oh, heartbreak. Cheech and Chong virtually riding with the 88 of Pappas. Up in smoke. This will scare the mosquitoes away at Talladega. Watch this again. Oh! And Jacob, everybody's on pit road, and I do mean the entire cavalry is boxed in. They're ready. I think this is the money stop.
Yeah, I believe so, too. I believe this will be the money stop. One driver that all that benefited is straight up screwed Phil Pappas, but Roger Diebold, big deal right there for him. You saw him win stage 1. He was talking about he still had to get some points. He was actually 31 down from Pappas when this thing started. Pappas going to be outside of this. Diebold getting that stage 1 win, and if he can come out of this with a decent finish, he may be in the catbird seat to be able to help that green bracket and try to move on to Vegas.
Quick break from Talladega, and yes, speaking of stage 1 winner, Roger Diebold in the lyrics of Aerosmith, back in the saddle again as we get ready for the shootout here at Talladega next.
Are you ready?
For Murph's Magical Creations. Home to custom laser engraving and gifts. This veteran-owned and operated company engraves for all occasions. If you want one of Murph's magical creations, call the number on your screen or commission through either Instagram or via email. Murph's Magical Creations, made with love for you.
They have waved off the restart back here at Talladega. There is still more pit stops going on. I'm surprised we're seeing more guys pit. They just pitted a moment ago.
Well, Wesley, if you think about it, with that strategy that I was talking about earlier, some of these guys jumping down pit road, just going back there. Some of them may be trying to fix some damage. Some of them might have got caught up in that last accident. But a lot of them may be in the situation where I was talking about earlier. Drop to the back, just go in there, get some fuel, and drop to the back. Because obviously, when these laps wind down, Wesley Allen, it will get crazier towards the end of this race. So you don't want to be caught up in that big one. We haven't seen the big one yet. We saw a couple of mini big ones, but we have not actually seen the big one yet.
Jacob, I'm with you on that. And I'll tell you something else that's really impressed me. Look at the top 10. Of the top 8, I think there's 6 drivers out of the top 10 that are non-playoff related. Do you think they want to win? You bet your bottom dollar they do. Do they want to, one up the bracket competitors? Yes.
I mean, absolutely, Wes Allen. I mean, that's exactly what they want to do. And that's the one thing about a lot of these guys that you see up there, like Chris Sediment, Stephen Gregory, Luke Smith, Chris Blanchard, Raul Meza. Raul Meza, I haven't talked about him all night long. Started damn near dead last. He's all the way up to 6th. But these guys are in a situation where they've got nothing to lose. They have absolutely nothing to lose. And to get a win at Talladega would be big on their season. So, absolutely. I mean, yeah, you got nothing to lose. Full send it and just see what happens.
Now, Jacob, my question is this. When we went to break, they were pitting. When we came back from commercial break, they were pitting again. Why do you think they're doing that? Do you feel like they needed to top off the tanks again?
That could very well be. I mean, when we looked at our race details a while ago, 70% on the fuel capacity. You see it right there. Full tank, 100%. You can go about 30, 35, somewhere in that range going on a fuel or on a full tank. 70%, you knock off a little bit. You're looking at maybe 26 laps, give or take. You can save a little bit of fuel here, but 22 to go. Here's the thing. Look right below it. Green, white, checkered attempts. It is unlimited attempts. So this sucker, honestly, it could go till the cows come home. I mean, it could be forever, which I hope it doesn't. But you never know with just these guys wanting to get a win that's outside looking in, or even guys that's in the playoffs wanting to try to get a win and try to help their standard to make it into Championship 6. I mean, who knows at this point?
The humidity in the announcer booth should be like 100% right now, because we are full of hot air and we are excited, and we're definitely excited to bring it to you. I'm Wesley Outland, Jacob Reeves alongside Bigglestein Hopton, our buddy out of Australia, and it is not over yet. 21 laps to go when they come back to the United Rentals restart zone. And I got a feeling all bets are off, Jacob Reeves, now when we come to this green flag. This could possibly be the final restart of the race as they work their way back to that restart zone, working through the tri-oval. Here comes Cinnamon and Gregory. They're in the gas. Cinnamon hits it first. The Spice Man from Canada got Kermit behind him. Clears by Gregory and Blanchard, and they work up the banking. 21 to go at Talladega. They're in turn 1, Jacob.
And one thing about this, if you look up there, you see Sediment, you see Gregory, you see Blanchard, all of them a part of Upfront Motorsports. Upfront Motorsports always been very, very good here at Talladega. Taylor Peacock right there stuck in that mix as well with Jonathan Cofield. Literally, it is an Upfront Motorsports brigade up at the front. Cinnamon still holding on to the lead. Gregory up top, and Luke Smith, that poor soul, stuck right there smack dab in the middle of a Upfront Motorsports savage.
Yeah, big props to Upfront Motorsports. They are now getting a chance to show their strengths as they work their way back through the tri-oval. Cinnamon inside, so is Smith. Gregory now on the outside lane. Blanchard, Cofield. Look at how fast the field is literally separated by what? A second, maybe? They're working currently with Cinnamon now leading again.
Cinnamon still down on the bottom side. Luke Smith stuck right in behind him, all over his tailgate. He's really got nowhere to go because the top side is occupied by Stephen Gregory, Chris Blanchard. They lock up. Here comes Raul Meza, Taylor Peacock outside lanes rolling. Blanchard in behind Kermit the Frog, and Brian Chew Holiday on the inside. He's trying to make it work as well.
I got to tell you, I'm very happy with the drive of Chico, California's Raul Meza. Look at this guy. You're on board with him. Down below, right there, that outside lane, Pro 3, currently in 6th behind Cofield. Not bumping Cofield, not hitting him, just giving him the push he needs to try to get that outside lane to work now as they work again off of 2.
Yeah, he's trying to hook up with Cofield, but Cofield is 100% committed to Stephen Gregory, up front Motorsports teammate. Meza would love to get him out of the way, try to get up here, take the lead of this race right here at the 20 to go mark. Here we go. Gregory up top, Sediment on the bottom. Kermit the Frog steals that meat in the sandwich, and Meza backs off a big way. Big way by Meza. Might have had a problem. He goes way up the hill. Everybody shoots around him.
Meza, something happened, pushed out of line. He got a push there from now Lucas Lyons and Justin White. Stephen Thomas, last week's winner at Richmond, to his inside. And while that goes on, under 20 to go, it is Cinnamon. It is the Premier Racing Setups, 20 to go. We missed it again because the action's been so darn good. Look at this. Remember, mention Nazra and Premier Racing Setups will give you 15% off of your order, and 15% goes back into the pocket of the North American Sim Racing Association. Premier Racing Setups as now Kermit the Frog leads Gregory up high. Here comes Cinnamon down low with Blanchard on his inside out of 4.
Yeah, Luke Smith had enough of trying to be on the bottom, found a hole, and jumps up, makes it work. Gregory lined up behind him with Cofield behind him as well. Blanchard, Sediment, up front Motorsports teammates. They've been around a long time, and they tried to make it work on the inside, but Kermit the Frog, Luke Smith up to the front with Gregory behind him, and literally everybody, you see him trying to hold it steady. Hold my beer, Gregory. Oh, baby, he slides up, and Cofield's got to get out of the gas.
He thought for a minute to get that third lane going again, and the 61 made the smart decision to get up under the tailgate of Smith on that outside lane, or that middle lane, if you will. Here they come, working now through 3 and 4. Watch this now. Cinnamon is now. Here comes Hogan. Hogan for the third time tonight, trying to get something going on that third lane. But he's pushed all by himself. No one's going to go with him. Here they come. 16 to go at the line. Cinnamon leading them again. Top 4, all non-playoff bracket contenders going into turn 1.
And then the next drivers is Kerry Tribune in the yellow bracket, Cofield in the gray bracket, Diebold in the green bracket. Remember, with that accident of Pappas overheating the engine, this is what Diebold needed, sitting in the 7th spot. Would love to get up here and be able to get a lot of points back and get back into this fight with Pappas going into Homestead next week. Kermit the Frog, Luke Smith still up here battling with Chris Cinnamon through 3 and 4.
And keep an eye on Brian Chew. You just saw him poke out of line on the outside lane again, Jacob. He's right there behind Cofield. All of this going on. 15 to go at the line. And Chew and Tribune and Cofield are starting to make a lurch up the podium. They're in 2 again.
Check it out. You was talking about Brian Chew. How about Chrome Racing trying to make something happen with Justin Lumpkin there as well as Stephen Thomas? They could end up playing a little bit of a factor, get that third lane going. But Wesley, I think it's still a little bit too early to try that 3 wide, at least right now. That third lane, it is big, and it does have a good advantage. But at what cost? You got Wood back there, got up into the fence. Lucas Lyons in the 53 goes around. We may get us a caution.
No, we will not. He's in the back all by himself below the apron, and there is a caution. Wow, I thought they weren't going to call the caution. Man. He toes to the pits. That might be it for Lucas Lyons and the Team Blue bracket driver. Is that Maurer? Is that Nate Maurer in the 971, Jacob? I think that got into him. Look at Lucas Lyons up high, lost it on his own, bonsai'd off of Bo Tiffany, and then Maurer comes down, nowhere to go. Whoa! Man.
I don't know who he missed. Who missed him? There was one driver that barely missed him. That was Joey Stires. There you see Lyons. Lyons, something was happening on that 53. He was dropping back in a hurry. Something was going on with him. Not 100% exactly what was going on. Might have overheated. We've seen a lot of that. See what happens to Lyons. See if he just backs off or see if the engine just detonates. Yeah, I'm not 100%. I mean, he just didn't turn. I mean, hell, it just went straight to the wall. I bet you the wheel died or TV went out. That looks like a technical issue. But Dean, if we can go back and look at Joey Stires in the 23, he missed this by an inch. He missed Lucas Lyons by an inch going through 3 and 4.
Yeah, watch this. And I'm going to tell you guys something. I think the 19 to Adam Newton might have been even more closer. And they're pitting again, Jacob. I can't believe this, but again, filling up those filling up those tanks because obviously, as you said, we might be looking at multiple attempts of overtime, and that could stretch in the fuel distance.
Yeah, I mean, that absolutely could throw a wrench into this thing if it hadn't already had a wrench into this bad boy as it is. And I got a direct message from Lucas Lyons. He said his screen froze. So that will happen, Wesley Outland, screen freezing like that. That's one of those technical issues. We talk about it all the time. Dean's brought it up as well. You have as well, where these guys, they don't necessarily have, tire blowouts or suspension goes out. This is different. This is sim racing, so it's basically mechanical failure would be like the screen freezing up, the VR dying, the wheel disconnected, pedals messing up, something happening pretty much.
The cat attacking you while you're on the air. Yeah.
Maybe coming in, turn the TV off. I mean, a whole list of things that is more or less like a mechanical failure. So you hate to see that for Lucas Lyons. Now he's going to be in one of those pretty bad spots when you go to Homestead. It'll be interesting to see how far the points gap is between him and Stephen Thomas, because he's going to have to win next week. He's going to have to, and then it goes by the points with him and Stephen Thomas. He has got to win next week. If he does not win next week, it's pretty much game over for Lucas Lyons.
And Stephen Thomas is automatically going into the championship 6, and there it is. And so Cinnamon is the leader. Smith is second. Blanchard third. Gregory Tribune, your top 5. Diebold, stage 1 winner, is in 6th. Brian Chu back up to 7th. Stephen Thomas, the Richmond winner, into the championship 6 right now, is in 8th. Justin Lumpkin 9th. And yes, Tyler Goodwin in the white Goodman dodgeball throwback truck is sitting in the top 10. There it is. There's White Goodman dodgeball. ESPN 88, Jacob.
Wesley, you see right there with that gray on his name, he's going up against Jonathan Cofield. Well, Cofield's obviously been one of the stronger trucks this season. Nothing to take away from Tyler Goodwin, but him matched up against Jonathan Cofield, a lot of drivers, a lot of people would sit there and say, well, this is pretty much a no-brainer. Cofield's got this sucker in the bag. Not really. Cofield's back there 15th. I mean, a lot can change right here in the last 11 laps when we go back green. Cofield obviously knows this place very well, local native of Alabama. He may have something to say about this, and obviously the big one can happen at any time. But Tyler Goodwin right there in that mix as well. I mean, Goodwin's holding his own right now, and that's something right there that obviously Tyler Goodwin needs to hang his hat on and be proud of.
Bill the Masshole chiming in, and he says when your screen freezes, you get that sinking feeling like you just got caught kissing your cousin.
I wouldn't know.
Well, I mean, it's like second or third cousin. It's okay, right? Bill, here we go. Bill the Masshole again. I'm only quoting what Bill the Masshole said, Jacob, at one time tonight. He said that they're running wider than Kim Kardashian's BBL. They're running wider than Kim Kardashian's Big Beautiful Life. BBL, right? Yeah, there you go. Yeah, a lot of plastic surgery in the Kardashians world, right? Back to green. A dozen laps remaining. It'll be 11 to go now at Talladega. We're ready to settle it here as Chris Cinnamon, the Spice Man. How much more spices has he got up in the rack to nauseate the field? Behind them, Chew and Tribune, they're right behind him as they work into turn 1 and 2 on the restart.
Yeah, it is Up Front Motorsports teammate trying to help him out with Chris Blanchard. Right up behind him, you got Kerry Tribune in that yellow bracket. Taylor Peacock way back there in the back of the field. Tribune would love to get him a win and try to help his chances trying to make it to the championship 6. Here comes Kermit the Frog, Luke Smith. Already getting a third lane going back there as well.
Trying to get a third lane started. That is Joshua Suss. He's got help. Tyler Goodwin pulls up on a line. He'll get a third lane going as they work to the line. Off of turn 4 to the stripe. 10 laps to go here in Talladega. It is Cinnamon now getting passed by Kermit. It is Luke Smith, the leader. He's got to push by Gregory in 1.
They're 3 wide in the middle of the field and landing on one another. Thomas up top, jumped up in front of Goodwin. Now the time has hit. 10 to go, 1-0. Big move by Stephen Gregory. Saw a hole, jumped up in front of Thomas. Gregory wants to go to the lead at Talladega, and he will. Thomas behind him. Goodwin there as well. Gregory, 3 lanes, jumped from the top down in front of his teammate Chris Cinnamon.
The hell did he pull it off and not take out the field? Here they come, working off turn 4. Gregory from the outside lane all the way to the bottom, through the block on Cinnamon, through the block on Smith, through the block on Thomas. Now Thomas on the outside. He's going to get it by mere inches, the new leader up on the outside. Winner at Richmond back in turn 1.
Thomas trying to make it happen, but Goodwin's going to fall back. Now Thomas falls back a little bit. Kermit the Frog, Luke Smith stuck in the middle with Roger Diebold in the 14. What a night this has turned out for the 14 of Roger Diebold. And right in behind him, number 5 with Up Front Motorsports as well. Colton Hogan started 35th in the field. He is stuck smack dab in the middle of all of it as Luke Smith tried to get up here and get this lead on the outside, but Gregory leads him on the bottom.
Like the robot from the movie of the 80s Short Circuit, Colton Hogan, number 5, is alive. He now moves up in the middle lane. He follows stage 1 winner Diebold. Smith, Kermit sideways. Thomas, the winner last week at Richmond, right there in tow with Thomas, and now Goodwin, and now it's going to be Gregory on the inside of the lead as we're 8 to go at Talladega to 1.
And Up Front Motorsports got it hooked up. 1, 2, 3. Gregory, Cinnamon, and also with Blanchard. Here comes Diebold trying to spoil the party. Hogan with Up Front Motorsports, but he's got to help Diebold. He ain't got no choice. Cherry gets into the back of Hogan. Now Gregory jumps up. He's going to try to put the block on Diebold. Opens the door for Chris Cinnamon on the inside.
Diebold just gave a shot to the passenger side of Cinnamon, got him shuffled out of line. Thomas pushed out of line behind Smith, Here comes Gregory right up the middle, helped by Diebold through the tri-oval to the line. 7 laps to go. We're not done yet to decide a winner. Here comes Diebold to the inside. Roger Diebold looking for his second after win in turn 1.
Diebold down to the bottom. Gregory wasn't able to put the block. Now Gregory had to fall back as Diebold leads him with a 3 wide through the rest of the field. Roger Diebold, 14, needed it to get it done here tonight, and it's looking like it may pay off for him. Gregory stuck in the middle, though, 7 to go. Going into 3, Gregory and Diebold going into 3.
And Roger Diebold now on the inside to that double yellow line. Gregory will follow. Cinnamon and Hogan in tow. Here comes also another driver that's been kind of quiet. Stage 2 winner, Cherry. Now back up in the fight as they work to the line. 6 to go at Talladega. They're back in 1.
Taylor Peacock still leading up on the top side. Here comes Luke Smith. Dane Hopkins about to fall out of his chair. Diebold holding on to it. Cinnamon there as well. Cinnamon thinking about going to the top, trying to get Gregory to go with him. Diebold doesn't even try to jump up and block. Here comes Taylor Peacock on the outside. Big shot by Luke Smith. Inside stacks up big time. Brian Hughes knocked sideways, but he saves it. I believe he did. As here comes Peacock on the outside for the lead.
Justin Lumpkin, Brian Chew, both pushed out of line. They're in the back. No caution. They still stay going. We work into the corner. Into turn number 4. 3 by 3 by 3. It is Chris Cinnamon, the Spice Man, back out in front. Seen by Nate Maurer below the double yellow line. 5 to go at Talladega. They're back in 1.
Boy, if they do not wreck, I will not believe it. Cinnamon still holding on with the lead. Gregory right in behind him. Taylor Peacock up front motorsports trying to keep this party going the best that they can. Peacock trying to get him a win and help himself. Cinnamon backs out of it. May end up trying to help out up front motorsports. Cinnamon tried to merge back up, and they're wrecking it behind him, and they're wrecking at the front of the field as well.
The 34 spins Tyler Dittmer, the 5 of Colton Hogan, and they're still crashing. Jeffrey Johnson, the 3rd in the fence. Is that Roger Diebold? It is. The 14 collected. Caution out. We pretty much set ourselves up for overtime. Tom Lester, Cody Knott, Chris Blanchard, and others involved in an accident going in turn 3 and 4. Jacob Reeves, the 9th yellow flag with 4 to go here in Talladega.
Yeah, I mean, you see right there, Tom Lester trying to close back up to this. All this stacked up with Cinnamon. And then there you see it back there in the back. There goes a couple of others, Shane Trotter and others. But there's the big one that happened up there at the front. And all kind of stacked up. Might have got Cinnamon to kind of throw it off. But up front, you mentioned Roger Diebold. Look at Lester, just come straight up. Literally went right through Cody Knott in the 26 and ended up having that crash. But there was a second one up at the front, the one that took out probably a number of playoff drivers.
That was Hogan. That was Hogan. There was
Colton
the white
Hogan.
34 of Tyler Dittmer, and then there was the white 5 of Colton Hogan, and he collected Roger Diebold. But look at Chris Cinnamon. Cinnamon tried to pull up in front of these guys. Not saying there's anything wrong with that, but I think it made everybody panic. Gregory into Hogan.
I think
Cinnamon might got a piece of it. So did Diebold there, Jacob. Blanchard got a piece of it.
Wesley, I think it was more like Hogan got into Gregory. I think he was trying to follow Taylor Peacock, and Peacock just came down the track. He was clear. Hogan was not. Came across the nose of Gregory, ends up spinning him around. Gregory goes around. Cinnamon got caught up in it as well. And
Watch
pretty
Cinnamon.
much just a
Watch Cinnamon.
free-for-all.
I just think it made everybody stack up behind him and get scared, Jacob. I really do. I think Colton Hogan didn't. I think he saw the 3 coming at him, and I think he just got a little zealous. See, he came down.
What it was.
Yeah. Hogan into Gregory, into Diebold, into Blanchard, and we all pile in from there. And I still can't say that this has been the big one of the night. Minor cautions. We're at the top of the hour. We need to pause quickly for 10 seconds of station identification. If you're listening on the radio, This is Nazar on the Community Radio Network from Talladega.
Community Radio Network. WCRN 87.9 FM. Clayton, Garner, Raleigh, North Carolina, USA. We are CRN.
This copyrighted telecast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent. We hope you enjoy today's broadcast.
And it's not over yet, as it looks like we are pretty much setting ourselves up for overtime. Look at different camera angles with Tom Lester and other ones. Unbelievable, Jacob. So many good trucks involved, taken out. Oh boy, Tyler Dittmer, Colton Hogan. Jacob, I would call it a secondary accident, right? I mean, we were watching Dittmer get loose, and then all of a sudden we saw Colton Hogan go around. And I hate it for Hogan, man, because number 5 was alive, and he looked really, really good. Now he just got, yeah.
He's not alive anymore, and he ends up going around right there. But, I mean, all that was bound to happen. I mean, Cinnamon was on the bottom. He might have gotten knocked around a little bit, and then he tries to come back up, and then it was just a bad spot right there, and just literally like Jimmy Coker out there saying in live chat, mayhem literally kicked off. I mean, it's like we always used to say, all hell broke loose.
That's exactly right. And number 5 was alive, and then Nova come in and decimated him, And Nova was the other competition. Nova, remember? Nova. Yeah, the Army was Nova, remember? Nova Aeronautics or whatever it was called. Yeah. Nova.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
No, this is symbol number 5. No, this is the symbol number 5.
Thanks, man. You know what, board? I probably don't even know what you're talking about.
A can of soup, a meal in itself. Oh, wow. All right. Hey, listen, here's the deal, though, guys. We still have 2 laps to go on the regularly scheduled distance. There will be a green flag this time by Jacob Reeves, and we will set up a green-white checker for the regular scheduled distance. Now, remember, if a caution comes out, which 75-80% probability, normally it does, I do got a feeling, Jacob, we will be looking at overtime.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we are in that area of overtime, at least from what we're seeing. Obviously, it's unlimited tips. Folks, real quick, this is how you do it. They take the green, and then they'll go all the way around. If they make it back to the white flag and the white flag is displayed, you will have a race that will go all the way to it. They wreck all of them. We've seen 20 truck pileups before, but it's all the way to the checkered flag. If they wreck before they get back to the white flag, we'll re-rack them and restack them, and we'll do it again.
Joshua Suss inside, up 35 spots to second, alongside Taylor Peacock. A couple of years ago, a regular series champion of the Nazar DSR electric trucks. And look at Matt Cherry behind Peacock, stage 2 winner. The MC Designs 54 hooking up with Peacock. Here comes Suss to the bottom on the restart in turn 1.
Joshua Suss down to the inside with help from Luke Smith. Smith lined up behind him, and Blue Line Racing trying to make a charge with Bo Tiffany smack dab in the middle of it as well. And Stephen Thomas to the mix as well. Joshua Suss to the front. Luke Smith, Bo Tiffany to help. But here comes Peacock, and here comes Cherry up on the top side to help as well.
And you see the storm brewing. You see guys getting aggressive. You see them starting to shuffle inside, outside. It is Joshua Suss in the lead. Cofield jumps out of line. He'll go to the outside lane. Peacock and Cherry, monkeys in the middle. Here they come to the line. The Darrens detail and shine. 1 to go, waves. Final lap in Talladega. Next time around, it's Rutgers or Checkers.
Joshua Suss on the bottom with Luke Smith lined up behind him. Blue line racing 1, 2, 3 on the bottom. Peacock tried to win and try to get himself a chance to race for a championship in Vegas. Joshua Suss is a little bit sideways. Peacock with a huge run. Cherry and Joey Stiers in their 23 tried to make it happen. Peacock clear, all clear, as Suss tries to dive it down on the inside.
And here they come, working now off of turn number 3 and 4 from the 33 degrees of banking, now down off of turn 4 into the tri-oval. Shopping, looking inside, outside, shuffling, blocking. Taylor Peacock now spins in the grass. Here comes Cherry. He'll power back. They're running behind them. It looks like we got Matt Cherry, Tyler Goodwin crashing, but Matt Cherry is going to be scored the winner. Matt Cherry beats Taylor Peacock on my time and in scoring by 1/1000th of a second. 0.01. Matt Cherry makes a daring move on Peacock and company. He wins here at Talladega in the Cops 250.
Good Lord have mercy. That is how you finish at Talladega, son. Matt Cherry literally stealing one from Taylor Peacock, who was literally wanting to get the win, get himself in position, and try to help his case to go to Vegas in 2 weeks. But Matt Cherry said, not today, son. Got him on the outside. What a run. And Joey Stiers shoved him all the way.
Watch this. That's Joey Stiers in the silver 23, pushing him up the middle lane. Watch Kermit. That's Luke Smith gave a bad bump draft there to Suss. Suss spins below the line in the grass, and now Peacock lost his teammate, his wingman, if you will. And then Cherry with that push by Stiers got him right there at the line. That's how close it was at the yellow wood, pressure-treated wood start-finish line. This is Talladega. Are you not entertained, Nazarene Nation? Unbelievable, Jacob Reeves.
Yeah, that is absolutely an unbelievable finish. As you see it right here once again, it's like you said, Peacock probably had this sucker all the way. It was Luke Smith, Joshua Suss. They kind of get sideways, might have made contact. Who knows at that point? But that killed Peacock's draft. He had nobody to help him. And then from the outside, Matt Cherry makes it happen. You see Adam Newton back there with Tyler Goodwin. Hell, they're just trying to get everything they can get at the line. And Cherry gets him by, give or take, about a quarter of a truck.
Look at that.
At
Look
the
at that.
line.
Oh, baby.
Bam, baby. That's how you do it.
Matt Cherry wins. Stage 2 winner. We talked about him playing possum, hanging back and waiting for the right time to pounce. Matt Cherry with the help of Joey Stiers, give him the assist and the assist to crash as well. Matt Cherry wins here at Talladega. And we look at the results. Jacob and Dean are taking you the rest of the way for post-race. Oh my goodness, what a race it is. Matt Cherry picking up the victory here tonight at the Talladega Superspeedway. Welcome to Victory Lane, Matt Cherry in the number 54 machine. By the way, Matt Cherry, this is his 5th career NASRA win, 25th top 5 and 53rd top 10 in career NASRA start. Number 137. We head to the Florida Cabinet Distributors Victory Lane Winner's Circle as Matt Cherry picks up the win over Taylor Peacock, Joey Stiers, Adam Newton, Bo Tiffany, your top 5, Luke Smith, Tyler Goodwin, Stephen Thomas, Shane Trotter, and Tyler Dittmer. Jacob was able to climb back and get into the top 10 at the checkered flag.
And Brian Chu's going to finish 11th with Joshua Suss. It looked like he was in prime position to get the win or somehow or another at least get a podium finish, but got sideways. He'll settle for 12th. Jonathan Cofield comes home with 13th. Brady LaBeouf will finish in 14th. Raul Meza will finish in 15th, with Roger Diebold finishing in 16th. Still a good run for him with the Phil Pappas deal earlier on. Still gets him a 16th here tonight. James Kaufman will get 17th, Carriage Debut 18th. Colton Hogan will finish 19th, and Justin Lumpkin rounds out the top 20.
Rest of the finishing order, including Stephen Gregory, followed by Jeffrey Johnson, Justin White, Christopher Blanchard. Then it was Nate Maurer, top 25, Chris Cinnamon, Cole Larson, J.D. Larson, Cody Knott, and Chad Ross Jacob, the top 30.
The Double L, Lucas Lyons ends up finishing 31st with Lee Bailey the third, 32nd. Keith Haney, Phil Pappas, Brian Kaiser, Andrew Harris, the field, with TJ Moore, your race director here this evening.
Hey guys, coming up is the Florida Cabinet Distributors Victory Lane. And before we do go to post-race, here is a word about that sponsor as we'll wrap it up with Jacob and Dean from Talladega coming up next. With over 20 years in business and 39 years of woodmaking experience, they proudly serve Northeast Florida to Southeast Georgia, delivering custom woodwork that combines precision, beauty, and durability. Whether you're dreaming of a custom kitchen, bathroom vanity, fireplace and mantle, entertainment center, outdoor kitchen, or even a full library, we can build it at Florida Cabinet Distributors, exactly the way that you envision. Hey, no project is too big or too small. If it's made of wood, Florida Cabinet Distributors can make it. Call or text Steve today. Yes, they gave us his personal cell number, 904-874-3442. That's 904-874-3442 to book today. Florida Cabinet Distributors, craftsmanship that lasts a lifetime. Jacob and Dean carry you to post-race. I'll see you next week at Homestead, Miami, as again, Matt Cherry wins tonight at Talladega.
Are you ready?
For Murph's Magical Creations. Home to custom laser engraving and gifts. This veteran-owned and operated company engraves for all occasions. If you want one of Murph's Magical Creations, call the number on your screen or commission through either Instagram or via email. Murph's Magical Creations, made with love for you.
Well, folks, we're back here at Talladega Superspeedway. What a finish all the way down at the line. We got the race winner in the house, the Florida Cabinet Distributors Victory Lane winner, Matt Cherry. Matt, what a finish. Buddy, how the hell did you do that?
No clue. I told you, you got to work that side draft.
I mean, that's it. I mean, no clue to work the side draft. Well, Matt, well, I'll ask you this question as well. Obviously not in the playoffs anymore. Does this win kind of bittersweet, or does it kind of help you out a little bit, or are you still kind of upset that you're not in the playoffs? But I mean, wins got to help. I mean, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, it helps. It sucks that we're still not in it. I'm not necessarily a big fan of how the bracket thing went this year, but it is what it is. We just keep going after it.
Yeah, he'll keep going after it, but he'll be happy to drink him a little moonshine after the Cobb's 250 here tonight at Talladega. Matt, buddy, congratulations on the win. Appreciate your time. And before we let you go, you got any sponsors, any shout outs that you want to thank?
Yeah, I want to thank all my sponsors and everything. Thank Joey there for pushing me to the win. You know, if he wouldn't have been behind me, I wouldn't be sitting here talking to y'all right now. So big shout out to him, you know.
Well, all right. A man of little words, Matt Cherry gets it done here at Talladega here tonight. Matt, appreciate your time. Congratulations on the win, buddy. We'll see you at Homestead next week.
All righty, I'll be there.
That was Matt Cherry got the win here tonight. We'll go to the second place finisher who Taylor. Damn, son. I mean, you door banged him as much as you possibly could right there at the line. What else? I mean, what else did you need to try to get the win here tonight?
Well, I'll tell you the truth. I should have just stayed in front of Matt. He had messaged me before the start of the last green flag, and he said, "I'll push you all the way." I said, "Okay," and I never should have covered bottom. I'd have been good at the tri-oval if the guys that were pushing me didn't get wrecked and whatnot. But yeah, I should have just stayed in front of Matt the whole time. It was damn good race. I did what I needed to do in points. As long as the guy I'm against, Kerry, doesn't win next week, I should be solid into the finals. And man, I've been the bridesmaid too many times this season. I really wanted that win. I wanted it bad, but that's all right. I'll hopefully knock that win out in Vegas and bring home the championship.
I mean, and Taylor, you know, I mean, you talked about it, the bridesmaid a couple times, but you've really more or less put it like this. You more or less been pretty damn good at these super speedways, been really fast, knowing the draft and everything else. I ain't trying to get you secret or nothing like that, but what is the secret? More or less in your way without telling everybody, what's the key to trying to run so good here at Talladega?
Oh man, a lot of things got to go right, and you got to have some luck on your side. You ain't got any luck at these tracks, but I mean, I've had some good luck here. I will say that. Sometimes you got to make your own luck. I don't know. It's just you got to stay out of wrecks and know when to bump and when not to. You seen some people did blow up today. I mean, a little more goes into it. I can't give you all my secrets out, but heck, I'm not sure I know all of them myself. I just like this kind. I like this kind of racing, but I've had a good season. I think I got the most top fives or tied for the most top fives this season. So it's been a good year. Hopefully, finish out strong.
So you can't give out all your secrets.
No,
I know it's a secret.
What's your bottom dollar on it? What's your bottom dollar on it?
It's Bodine's moonshine.
just
That's your secret, mate, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
Bodine's moonshine.
It's on the
Yeah.
track.
Speaking of that, thanks to Bodine's and Stephen Gregory, I appreciate the paint being on the hood, and thanks to Brady throwing this league on, and you guys for broadcasting. I go back and watch every race. You guys do a hell of a job. You make a damn good team. I will say that. And yeah, that's all I got. I will see you guys at Homestead.
Well, all righty. Taylor Peacock, buddy, comes home with a second place finish. Congratulations on that. Just a little bit. Probably would have, maybe you door banged him a little bit too much or a little bit too much harder or whatever. Might have sent him up in the wall. Hell, you might have won the damn thing. But
Yeah, I didn't want to wreck
buddy,
him. I didn't want to wreck him.
I would have sent him. I would have sent him, man. You got it. Sorry, Matt. But I mean, I would have sent him. Anyway, Taylor, buddy, appreciate your time. We'll see you at
Thank you,
Homestead
guys.
next week. That was Taylor Peacock, comes home second here tonight. We'll bring up third place finisher, Joey. Buddy, we were talking a while ago. You was like, "Oh man, every time, I never get to talk to you up in the booth, and usually when you're not in the booth, that I end up winning the race." Well, you might get your wish this coming Wednesday or Monday, I should say. But Joey, buddy, tell us about your race. I mean, there was a couple times we saw you go to the back, then come back to the front, then go to the back, come to the front, but we saw you all over the place.
Yeah, we fought through a lot of adversity tonight. I mean, really early on in the race, we kind of drove it up to the lead, and we were able to hold the lead there for at least until that first pit stop. And then all heck kind of broke loose because I sped going into the pits, and I had a 40-second hold, and I lost a lap. So that really trapped me probably the next two cautions after that first stage, and I finally got the lucky dog. So I was back to the front again, and then all heck breaks loose again with another wreck or so. So I have to go in and fix some damage. And that last run there, I think I restarted 13th on that green white checkered. And man, I said, I'm not lifting until I see God or the checkered flag, and drove it all the way up to third place. I still can't believe it. I seen Matt was going to make the move on Peacock there. And I said, well, I got him in front of me. I might as well try to push him to a win. And we were able to get it done. So if I can't win, I'm glad I could help somebody push him to a win.
And Joey, I got to ask you this. Obviously, we talked about this before with, you and Nate Maurer and Adam Newton. All of y'all was in that bracket together. Every single one of you was in the orange bracket together with, Chrome Racing and everything. Well, you got knocked out, but Maurer and Newton, they're still in it. How does that feel? I asked you about it when you was racing against them, trying to make it into the next round. Now you're not. But how does that feel with both of those guys racing in the same bracket, one of them's going to go. One of them's going to go to the Championship 6. But what's the feeling like in those team meetings, especially at Talladega, where you could help one or help the other? What's the mindset going through that?
Yeah, it's hard. You want to do your best to help out both teammates as much as you possibly can. And you don't want to play favorites or anything like that. So it's kind of like, all right, who's closest to me? Who can I help out? Or maybe, okay, well, he's so far behind. Do you need to catch back up to the draft or something? Like, how do I help both teammates kind of try to race it out between themselves? So it is kind of a fine line of, I don't want to do too much as a teammate, but at the same time, you'd like to see both your drivers succeed. So I think our goal would be try to get us all in the points. If we can't, get us all in the Championship 6, we're going to try to, go for the 7th, 8th place in points. So I think that's the route we're going to have to go. But it is kind of tough. You don't like to pick and choose, but at the end of the day, we're all buds. And I know we've had those discussions. So we all love each other. We're all family.
Yeah, once again, what's your bottom dollar? That's what I would be saying out there in the driver's camp with your teammates for Chrome Racing. What's your bottom dollar, whichever one it is, or excuse me, what's your top dollar at that one? That would be what I would be saying to my teammates, try to help one of them out. But Joey Stires, buddy, still a good run for you. You come home third here tonight. Joey, appreciate your time. Congratulations on that. Before we let you go ahead and thank your sponsors and any shout outs, sir.
Yeah, I want to thank Jeff Sickles, Dan Gobble, everybody over at DSR Electric for putting us in the truck series here, being our sponsor in the truck series, and on our sponsor on our team for the Swim Chrome guys. So big shout out to them guys. Millie's Restaurant and Catering, Daytona Beach, Florida, A's Lawn and Landscaping, the Family Handyman, Justin Lumpkin, who paints our trucks for us. So big shout out to him. Jack's Mowing and More, Dale's Nail and Gun Repair, Brady and you guys up in the booth, in the broadcast booth for Nazareth 360, putting on these broadcasts for us. I love the work you guys do. It's the people at home don't understand how big of a production this is and how much time and effort goes into it. And you guys do it like the real deal you see on TV. So big shout out to you guys. And of course, I'd like to thank my wife and stepson for letting me race here on Monday nights. And shout out to my little girl here who's coming in a few short weeks now. So, and I know you're due any minute, probably next week, Jake. So congrats to you, buddy.
Yeah, it could be in the next 5 minutes. Could be when I get off the air right here. So, hell, who knows at this point? But Joey, buddy, appreciate that. And thank you very much, for the kind words and everything else. And congratulations on the third place finish. And I might see you next Monday. Who knows at this point? I might see you at Homestead next Monday. But like I said, who knows, buddy?
Thanks, guys. I hope so.
Bill out there in the chat said we're going to have a
but-
party at your bar after the season too. There, Joey.
There we go. We'll drink a few. Let's go. Bring all the baby bottles.
What kind of? Yeah, you'll have them baby bottles too. We'll bring ours, and then you have yours as well.
There we go.
Oh, baby. Well, that was Joey Stires comes home with a third here tonight. D, buddy, I would ask Wesley, but he is signed off, I believe, for the evening. But Dean, buddy, final thoughts. I was talking to you about this pre-race, baby, but Talladega. It always, every time we come here, it's never a bad race. It's never been a bad race. It's always, you don't know what's going to happen. You're on the edge of your seat. You're literally just sitting there screaming at you, fall past him, draft with him, about all kinds of stuff. Your take on a wild one here this evening.
Oh, and Officer Suss out there too, saying, so close, which he was, as you can see in the picture there. He was right up the front there, and just that little bit of a moment towards the end forced him down to P12. But remember, he was going to come from the literally from the outhouse to the penthouse on that one too. But it's Dagger, baby, as they say, and it always produces. We had that semi-big one towards the end there, which kind of just switches all things around. It's have so many pit stops that we had between the different drivers going down there the pit lane, of course, with that 75% fuel capacity. And it's definitely an interesting one, isn't it, there for the playoff bracket too there, Jacob, and how that's going to kind of hand things out here this evening as well too. But it was always a pleasure to come here to your neck of the woods here in Bama, baby.
Yes, sir. About an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours away from Rome, Georgia, where I'm at in Northwest Georgia. Love this place as well. You see the playoff bracket. I mean, literally anything that you see right there, all the numbers and everything else, it's all crossed up at this point. Peacock, Carriage View, I'd say that number will grow a little bit. That Maurer Newton number, there's no telling how that's going to work out. Cofield and Goodwin, that'll be interesting. Pappas, that's going to flip-flop. And then obviously with Brady LaBeouf, Justin Lumpkin, that'll be good as well to kind of just see where all that ends up stacking up. But we'll go to Homestead next week and we'll see what happens. Be a good one next Monday night when we go to Homestead. But folks, that's going to do it for this broadcast. Obviously, I mean, real quick, I love Talladega. I love this place always. I mean, literally everything about this place, and just the speed, the vacations, all that good stuff. I mean, it really means a lot to watch races here, and I've been to races here, and hopefully very soon, here in the next couple of years, I'll be able to take my son to one of these races and let him experience what Talladega Superspeedway is all about. But like I said, folks, that's going to do it for this broadcast. Obviously, want to thank Darren's Nail Gun Repair, obviously TLC, Premier Racing Setups, Blanchard's Towing, for the Blanchard's Towing Xfinity Series whenever that kicks back up. Obviously, DSR Electric for their title sponsorship of this series, Glass Mechanic, and obviously Cops, the Concerns of Police Survivors, for what they do for the Friday night series and also for the title sponsor of the race here tonight. Also, Murph's Magical Creations, can't forget about them, and 213 Simware for what they do as well. Shout out to the drivers and the fans. Y'all come out in huge numbers tonight. And thank you very much for supporting this great league and this channel, and the drivers for always putting on a hell of a show, as they always do. And Brady LaBeouf and Cody Knott for everything that they do and allow us to be ourselves and call great races and see some of the best racing on iRacing. Top notch. Nobody's got a chance against Nazareth, and I will state that publicly as I am right here on the air. For the Australian Dean Hopton Bengals, and also for Smithfield, North Carolina's own Wesley Outlet, I'm the redneck announcer, Jake Reeves. Said as I always say, be safe, be kind, be fast. And folks, y'all might be going to Homestead next week. I might be going to Homestead next week. Who in the world knows at this point, at least for me. But these boys right here, they're going to be going to old school racing, where I think that NASCAR needs to finish their season out. Homestead, Miami, baby, next Monday night. Live, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, live and only on the National 360 Racing Network. I might see you there, but who knows at this point. So we'll just see what happens, folks, but we'll see you there.
Oh.